with someone who embodied the same ideas as yours. To my family and brothers and sisters and the whole of the Bomidala family at large, we've lost a father, but we've not lost the values what he left over with us. His values do not need to be present, but they survive and we promise to practice. My father once told me, in his typical brief way, don't tell people who you are, but let them be watching what you do. 95 years after his birth, we're still discovering him through this book, by example alone. The initiatives through his room full of people who lived, whose life he touched, we're discovering the full measure of Bomidala Bhanumurthy was. Thank you, and thank you for gracing the occasion today.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome and truly setting the tone, sir. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we would now be witnessing the launch of the book, By Example Alone, The Life and Legacy of Shri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu. And to do the honors, may I request our chief guest, Mr. BVR Subramaniam Garu, to kindly join us in the front and do the honors of unveiling the book. Can we have the book? And requesting the other guest of honors also to kindly join us, requesting Ramana Dikshitulu Garu, alage T.G. Venkatesh Garu, Dr. Pradyut Vagre Garu, Gupta Garu, Sudhakar Garu, and also requesting yes, sir. So request you all to kindly unveil the book and do the honors of letting the legacy to continue. Can we have a huge round of applause as we unveil? Requesting Mr. Nalin Garu and Mr. Bhanu Garu to kindly join us on the stage, Andy. So here on stage we have Bhanu Garu and Nalin Garu, the grandsons of the one and only Shri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu. Yes, all three generations are here, and that's the real blessing that we are always thrive for. చప్పట్లు కొంచెం ఆలోచించి కొడుతున్నట్టుగా ఉందండి, కొంచెం గట్టిగానే చప్పట్లు కొట్టాల్సింది రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. Thank you so much to all the dignitaries. We would now request you to kindly take your seats. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as rightly said, we are delighted with the presence and honored by his gracious presence on the stage. We would now request our chief guest, Shri BVR Subramaniam Garu, to kindly address the gathering.
Family members of the late Shri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu, all guests, invitees, family members, people working in the BBM group, and all others who are present in this gathering. I think we are here to commemorate the life and times of a truly remarkable man, a visionary, an innovator, an inventor, and an institution builder. And I'll come to that later on. I mean, in this room, for many of you, he's a father or a grandfather or a relative. He's either a friend or a colleague or your boss. He has also been a guide, a mentor, and a benefactor to many of you. And he has been a role model for almost all of you. This book, written by Sri Reddy, is a remarkable book. And as someone who is privileged to have the honor of actually launching it, I had the privilege of reading it in advance so that I get to know more insight into the life and times of the man whom we are remembering today. And what makes the man remarkable is something unbelievable, and one understands it only when goes through the book from end to end, which I had the privilege of going through. It tells you how he built a business empire from nothing, how he generated trust among people, both inside and outside, both among partners as well as clients, how he worked with a long-term vision in mind, with a long-term goal, how he embodied principles which made his organization strong and lasting, how he constantly strove to do new things and add value. The book tells you how he brought in a management style which is unique and solid. And the book tells you how you give back to society through charity. I think there are many facets of his personality which make Sri Bhanumukti Garu somebody to be imitated, to learn from, and try to capture at least a small element of what all he is, which is very difficult to do in full. Let us see the different facts that are brought out in the book. For many of you who have grown up with him, you know a lot of that. But just for the larger audience, I was just thinking. I mean, his work life began roughly around the time of India's independence, 1947, 48. As I remember, he is born in 1931, and somewhere the book says he started working at the age of 16. So I added up and said 47, 48. And he built up this institution brick by brick. But he built it, how did he build it? There are a lot of contrasts. He built it up with a solid vision, but with execution capabilities. He built it up with ambition, but guided by principles. He built it up to be a profitable organization, but a virtuous organization. He built it up by having a culture of innovation and risk-taking, but at the same time, with prudence and caution. And he built a firm which has size, but also stable. These are all contradictory values, not often found within the same institution. Ambition to go along with principles. Vision to go with execution. Many individuals, many organizations have one part but not the other. I think he has managed to bring all of them together. And I think that is what is captured very, very well in the book. This can actually be a case study in IIMs, in Indian School of Business. The core values that he embodied are business principles which need to be disseminated widely. And I think that's what the book does very, very well. Let's see his own life story. Number one, the book covers very strongly how he built up a huge business empire starting from a small village, Sao Paulo, if I'm not wrong. And it's a fascinating story of all the steps he took and how he reached the end of his journey from where he began. His formative years are very useful. It was full of scarcity and shortages, but it taught him to be tough, to be resilient. And I think that's a very, very important value. The businesses he built up were not standing on one leg. They were diverse over the years. They were all small steps to success. I mean, if you see the life story, you have something about groundnuts and trading in groundnuts. You have something about bicycles and bicycle leasing. There was a whole host of small things he did in the course of building up a large business. But all of them were learning experiences for him. They may be all insignificant for most people, but there was a testing ground. He would have a business idea, he would test it, he would validate it, and then he would invest in it. So I think that's a very sound business principle through which he built this empire. So it's actually, little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. That's the way he built up his business. The second large thing that comes out from the book, here is a man with vision, ambition, and execution, all endowed in one. You get a large number of visionaries, zero execution. You have a lot of people very good in execution, but with no vision. I think he managed to combine all of that too. And when did he build it? He built it in the 1950s and 60s, peak of license Raj in India. Very actually difficult to do business, very difficult to travel abroad. I think the younger generation in the room doesn't know what life was in the 50s, 60s, 70s. When a child was born, you booked a Bajaj scooter. When a child was born, you booked a telephone line. You would get it by the time the child becomes an adult. That is the shortage economy he grew in. And that's how he built up this organization. But look at all the principles he carried with him from the first day of his business to the last. Firstly, I mean, take his experience with the, he built up his business in Japan. What were the principles that he actually developed because of which that relationship stood the test of time? Quality, trust, and most important, transparency. Somewhere in the book it says, here is a man who always preferred to wear a white dress. White denoted transparency. The ability to deal with Russia when nobody was yet into that market. This was the good old Soviet Union, communist Russia. There, he actually produced brochures in Cyrillic, the local Russian script, so that the Russians could understand what he's doing. It's a rarity, being customer focused, being customer centric. It's a good business principle. He was an industry leader. He headed industry association. He had innumerable big names who came into contact with him. He handled them very, very competently. And I saw one quote by a Japanese collaborator of his partner, business partner. He said, everything is all right because Murthy is there. So the name inspired trust. I think that's something. It's very rarely do we associate that. I mean, India, I'm not taking names, but we can. If you pick up a particular company's name, you know, this company's material is good. I mean, even now, although the company may not be the largest, children go to school, you say, buy a Bata shoe. The name carries trust. The company as well. You have a good foreign car with Chevrolet so that people know that you have international ambitions, international vision. He took the business into areas which were frontiers to be explored. What looks normal to us was something he actually broke into. The third area which I actually find most fascinating about Bhanumurthy Garu, it is unbelievable. He was actually an innovator from the beginning till the end. And I think innovation drove the organization. If it is not just a tobacco company today, I think it's his drive for innovation coupled with an attention to detail. I think that's something which is remarkable. A focus on R&D, a focus on getting knowledgeable people. His son, Mr. Chimanarayan Garu, was telling me in the car, at one time he had 12 PhDs working for him. I mean, today the biggest complaint against Indian industry is we don't invest in R&D. That's the biggest complaint. Why is the US ahead of us, Europe ahead of us, China ahead of us? And every day the government is trying to push people to do R&D. Here was a gentleman who didn't go to college, who was investing in R&D much before the world was thinking of that. I think that's very, very remarkable. A focus on R&D and getting technical people. Look at the first step he took from tobacco waste, word waste, which he converted to something which was useful, solanazole, which is what was produced. And I think it became a landmark product, also led to a strong trading relationship with a Japanese firm for about 30 years. And look at the number of awards that generated. 7 successive awards from Chemixel for performance. I think the word nutraceutical is what we use now. He created a nutraceutical when the word nutraceutical probably didn't exist. So I think that shows how you're visionary, and that's what innovation is. You create things which didn't exist yesterday. And I think that's the secret of his success. And most importantly, the detailing which I have noticed about Bhanumurthy Garu into the detail with which he planned, where he turned over old reprinted paper and then discovered a plan and set up an oil processing plant somewhere. So that shows that even from random pieces of information, the man would get ideas, and that ideas would be implemented if they were implemented. He would see value where there was no value. Where others would see waste, he would see value. And the focus on new products. Somewhere about a couple of years ago, he goes to some factory and people ask him, what are you doing? And rather than asking about ROI and other stuff which you learn in MBA, he said, how many new products have you produced? So I think that's a mindset which is very, very different. I actually am a member of a very large thinkers group. It's about India becoming a product nation. Okay, we do a lot of IT, but do we produce software as a product in India? No, you still use Microsoft Office, you use this, that. So there's a huge movement to make India a product nation. And here is a person who was 50 years ago asking about products. So I think that's very, very important. So I think he made innovation a habit. And I think that's the reason for the success. Behind all this, And the big book brings it out in very rich detail. Here is a man who was a family man also. Most successful people somehow sacrifice the families. That is the nature of life, because you're so stuck in work that you do not have time for family. But here is a man who was not negligent. Some of the greatest political leaders in the world sacrificed families for the sake of politics. Here was a person who could balance both. He took care of the family, imbibed values. He was distant. That is the picture I get. That here was a distant man, but he knew what values I have to imbibe in my family. It was about discipline, it is about frugality, about prudence, about budgeting, training them in new activities. The 100 rupees which he gives for every Diwali, the token is more important than the actually value of the money itself. I think these are very strong principles, and he had a great supporter in his own wife. And his wife, Venkat Lakshmi Sarojini Garu, was probably the spine on which the family ran and which supported Bhanumurthy Garu to achieve. It's so nice to read about the values of the organization, about the group itself, the 7 values. All of them were actually for which he was a living example, about trust and faith, about passion to excel, the value of entrepreneurship, value of integrity and ethics, respect and dignity, about social responsibility and inclusiveness, and lastly, about sustainable growth. I think these values were something he lived. He didn't preach, and I think that comes out strongly. Here was not a person who gave lectures, who tried to teach others. Here was a person who lived by what he believed in. And I think the book distills that extremely well. And it will be a valuable lesson that if you want to build organizations should have values. And organizations which last for centuries run not because of individuals, because of organizational culture. And organizational culture is what something he actually did. And last but not the least, charity, giving back to society. The Bhanumurthy Foundation, the trust, it has given back to society, funded young students. So here is a remarkable person who's made an impact in his family, in his city, and in his sector, and in the country, and globally. It's a large business undertaking. And the principles for which he set up the company, he's embodied in a constitution. Lifted the constitution, the family constitution above himself, bound himself to the constitution, but bound all the future generation to that constitution. And very simple principle, zero debt, a very interesting idea. I am an MBA myself, so I wonder, okay, this is it. But if you look at some of the biggest companies in the world, they're all debt-free companies. Apple principle. Tax paid has to increase every year, means the size of the company has to grow every year. So for him, it came through that little lesson. So I think that there's a lot of value in what he's done. No joint ventures, because how do you actually manage 2 organizations coming together if they have very different cultures? Joint ventures, when 1991, when the Indian economy was opened up under Narasimha Rao, a lot of joint ventures came. How many subsist today? Very few. It was very difficult to marry cultures which are very, very contradictory. And I think it was a very wise decision, saying that, look, joint ventures can be only among compatible people, not incompatible people. And I think this alignment issue was something he identified. And he created an organization which can handle posterity. The family constitution, the values in the family, the values which are imbibed in the organization itself, I think this can take them very far. Businesses will not be the same. Change is the only permanent thing that is there in this world. And those who do not handle change will not be able to last. And change cannot be handled by individual brilliance. It has to last through organizational resilience. Organizations which are strong, sturdy, can learn fast and change track very quickly. So I think that is what he has built as his organization. So we can learn a lot from Bhanumurthy Garu. We can learn about leadership with vision. We can learn about building an organization. We can learn about infusing values into day-to-day operations. We can learn about innovating constantly and coming up with new products, ideas. We can learn about executing flawlessly with quality, trust, and transparency. And we can learn about giving back to society. I think he has left behind not just memories, he has left behind a living legacy. A living legacy which is not a red fort or a Taj Mahal or a palace. A living legacy is in the form of a functioning organization which can carry forward his ideas, his goals, and his thoughts into the future. And the book has some unfulfilled goals. And the unfulfilled goals are for the next generation to fulfill, about an educational institution, about an old age home, about greening the factories and campuses. And there'll be many more new ideas which will come up with every generation. But this, he belongs to a class of nation builders. It is people like this who create a nation. There is that old Telugu saying, Deshamante matti kaadoi, Deshamante manushuloy. So this is a living example. A country is not about just a constitution, a land. It is about people who build the nation. And I think this is a fantastic example, Bhanumurthy Garu, who actually has built an institution which generates output, which creates employment, which creates an impact on society for good. And I think if this hall is full, which is so large, which would have been his birthday, it's a clear indication of people's memory of him. And I think he embodies, I was thinking of a quote by John F. Kennedy, who actually said, change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Change is the only certainty, and those who look only to the past or present miss the future. Here is a man who from day one was always looking at the future. Otherwise, this company would have been something else. What it is today is because he constantly looked at the future. There's this story, what for a caterpillar is the end of the world is for a butterfly, the beginning of a new world. I think with these few words, I pay homage to Bhanumurthy Garu. I compliment the family for commemorating him with his excellent book. It brings out his vision, his working style, his operational principles extremely well. It's a learning lesson for the family, for the organization, and the world at large. I'm sure one day somebody can convert into a case study to show how businesses can be run in the future. I wish everybody all the best. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. And before you take the seat, sir, I'm really sorry, Subramanian. We want you to unveil the book right behind that has been placed under the red cloth. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for unveiling the book? Thank you so much, sir. We would now request you to kindly take your seats. And rightly said, a lot to learn. It's not just a book to read, but as mentioned earlier by me, it's an institution where you get to learn multiple things. It could be about the life, it could be about the business, it could be about your self-conscious journey. So ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, I would now like to honorably call on stage the author for the book, Mr. Sudhakar Reddy Garu, to kindly join us on the stage and let us know the essence of this book.
honorable chief guest and other guests on the dais. That was a brilliant exposition. I couldn't have done better. I can't outdo that. I don't even know what to speak now. There's no narration. He's already finished that job. Brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. Spot on. A big round of applause for Subramanian Garu, please. I feel conflicted because, I have lived through Bhanumurthy Garu's thought process, the underlying philosophical approach, the grammar of his communication, the way in which he dealt with his family, he dealt with stakeholders, he dealt with employees at large. And then I was also trying to imagine a scenario. This is, let's say, I don't want to start with Saupadu. Let's say from 1925 to 1935 marks one of the most remarkable periods in the economic history of the world. This is a phase when the worst economic depression happened. This is the time when, people would use words of currency to light a fire. There was a lady in Germany who carried a basket full of currency, and she was going out, and suddenly she heard a baby cry. She left the basket there, went in to attend to her baby, and when she came out, the basket was missing, the currency was still there. This was the time. And it was during these times that some remarkable people were born. One of them was Mr. Bhanumurthy. The others were, it could be Ingvar Kamprad of IKEA. In fact, his life story is very similar to what Bhanumurthy Garu has done. Very, very similar. Humble beginnings, arbitrage opportunities, exploring arbitrage opportunities, moving goods from one market to another market, and becoming the chief executive or the managing director at the age of 19 in case of Mr. Bhanumurthy Garu and 17 in case of others. A very remarkable coincidence, That particular phase has produced some of the most brilliant businessmen which have gone on to dominate the most of 20th century. Before I actually dive into the book, I'll probably take a very few minutes because most of it has actually been done brilliantly by Subramanian Garu. I just want to take this opportunity first, thank Raja, because of whom this book exists. He is the one who asked me a question on the 10th day ceremony. Would I write a book on Dad? I said yes. Great, thank you for trusting me with your, this is a very sentimental, emotional project for you, I understand. Thank you for trusting me, and also thank you for sharing your memories. I also wish to thank the family, BVS, Ratnangaru, and the ladies of Bomidala family, especially the ladies of the Bomidala family, who poured out their emotions, their sorrow, in no constrained manner. They shared everything that needed to be shared, and that actually provided a certain perspective to the book. Thanks are also to the younger generation, the third generation, the torch bearers of tomorrow, BBM family. So I greatly appreciate the support that you have extended to me, and I only hope that I live up to the expectations from the family. Thank you very much. A word of thanks also to some of our colleagues, IS Raw, wherever you are. Your support is greatly appreciated. Sarita, Satnarayana, Aparna, and of course, last but not least, Suresh, the man for all occasions. I was given a certain period of time. I think that is not sufficient to do justice to what I wanted to communicate. What I will do instead is to, and this is supposed to be a book narration session, which means a read aloud session. Uh, what I will do is to just read out to you just 3 or 4 pages. These are the pages which the family uh, gets emotional whenever they read it. I have seen it in the eyes of at least 2 or 3 members of the family who were nearly in tears when they read these 3 pages. So I'll just read it out. Bear with me. I am reading the preface. Those of you who have books can follow that. It starts something like this. I want to tell you about a question, not the one asked at 94, from a hospital trolley being wheeled toward an ICU. This was in Apollo Hospital. That one comes later. That question comes later. The family stood in the corridor. Fear moved among them, unspoken. When that question arrives, it will tell you everything. The one I want to begin with is smaller, almost invisible. It was asked in a godown in Sao Paulo, Guntur district, 18 kilometers to the west of Guntur. Sometime in the 1940s, a boy who had just left school to save his family's business asked this question: what else can I do with what I have? Just remember, the background is his grandfather had 850 acres, which came down to 100 acres with his father, which further came down to 26 acres. He was witness to the depletion of family resources. And then he asked this question: what more, what else can I do with what I have? He kept asking this question throughout his life till he was wheeled into that ICU at the age of 94. This is what drove him. This is what drives the excellence, the tobacco waste decades later. The answer or the result was Solonisol, a pharmaceutical intermediate that would earn the group 7 consecutive national awards and seed a 30-year partnership with a Japanese company. He asked it about recycled paper in 2004 when he noticed engineering drawings on the reverse of a used sheet and instructed that an oil processing plant be built from them. He asked it about the biopharma division in 2024, and I was the guy who was, who faced the question. He was 93, frail of health, hearing impaired, and moved on a wheelchair. 100% growth over the previous year. And then he stopped me midway and asked me, how many new products did you introduce? The plain fact was that we did not introduce any new products. We've expanded markets, we've deepened markets. We did everything in order to do well, but we did not introduce new products because we were not allowed to do new products in that facility. But the important thing is, he was not impressed by the numbers per se. He was interested in the process. Are you involved in the process of innovation? Are you innovating? Are you thinking different? Are you coming up with new products? To him, if you don't do new products, if you don't innovate, that is the beginning of the decline. The numbers may show otherwise. You might be seen as doing well, but if you're not innovating, then the path to decline starts. And that was what sparked us to rethink about our strategy. And then biopharma is in a different phase right now. There are lots of new products, new formulations, etc. The question from Trolley, when he was being wheeled into an ICU at Apollo, was about tax, which Subramaniam Garu has already explained. Ratnam stood in the corridor. The rest of the family was there. The fear was there. And the man on the trolley, the boy from Sao Paulo, who had turned tobacco waste into medicine, recycled drawings into factories, a failing family concern into an enterprise spanning 84 countries, was asking whether the contribution was. Building was going on, the contribution was made, the company and the groups were expanding. And that was one. And he was asking one last question before going into an ICU, whether everything was okay, whether we are continuing to build, whether we are continuing to grow. That was the question that he asked when he was being wheeled into, and he was not sure whether he would come back and in what shape he would come back out. That was the last question. Bumidala Bhanumurthy was born on July 10, 1931 in Saupadu village. I visited the village recently. There was no electricity, no running water, no secondary school within walking distance, a family fortune distributed across 2 generations by men who were generous before they were prudent. His father was an Ayurvedic doctor who treated people, it had a different impact on its ledger. He left school before finishing, entered the tobacco trade at 16, became managing director of the family concern at 19. He passed away 13th March 2026 as chairman of the BBM Group. 9 decades, 84 countries, thousands of employees across multiple continents. First Indian to pioneer tobacco trade with Japan. Most of Asia was under the colonial rule. There was a Cold War raging between Russia and America. This was one of the most difficult times, and which Subramaniam Garu has already explained, license Raj, the constrained economies. It was under these circumstances that, he actually thrived, he pioneered, and he, forged a path which is very difficult to repeat. BBM Group carries no debt. This is not a financial accident. It is philosophy pressed into a balance sheet. Money is a means of creation, not a measure of status. Build with what you have. Owe nothing to no one. Let the value speak for itself. He lived this until it became institutional. A constitution that sits above its chairman, a zero that appears in the liability column year after year like a signature. Every Diwali he gave 100 rupees life. His son Raja asked him to sign the note. Raja now has it framed. It hangs in the bedroom wall in Hyderabad at his place. It will stay there as long as Raja lives. Not because it is valuable, but because it says everything. It says that we have not changed, that BBM has not changed, and we will not change. The day we forget that money is for the, it's the most important thing to have. Money as a means, not an end. It is for creation, not for display. I think that's the fundamental principle that he espoused. So Krishnamurthy Garu is here. And one of the interesting statements that had come up when I was talking to him, he said he first built our family, then he built his family. Now the first he built our family, he's referring to the 5 brothers. He built that family first. Then, after the division, he built his own family. Now just imagine the scale of the business enterprise created by him. 5 brothers. This book was built from voices. From Sri Krishnamurthy, his youngest brother, who is seated here, who received from him the first shoes he ever owned, the first photograph taken in a proper studio, the first watch, the first camera. When asked what he remembered most, Sri Krishnamurthy reached for the shoes before anything else. He was his elder brother, not his father, but he did everything that a father does to a son. That was Bhanumurthy. He took responsibility for people who were in his sphere, in his realm of activity, and he took responsibility for their growth and their well-being. From his 3 sons, each carrying a different piece of the man, Sriman Narayana found him lying under the car, cleaning the carburetor for better mileage. He was obsessed with productivity. Ratnam stood in the corridor outside the ICU. Raja had the 100-rupee note framed. One reason why I generally, from Cristina, an Italian woman whose father met him in the early 1970s through the Italian tobacco monopoly and never stopped talking about him. Christina was a child when the friendship began. She grew up hearing about India at the dinner table. She later worked with the group. She brought her own son to meet him, as her father had once brought her. 3-generation village called Saupadu in Andhra Pradesh. In Italy, Christina writes, they say, and I quote, as long as we live in the memories of others, we never truly die. So who says Bhumidala Bhanumurthy is not here? As long as we live in the memories of others, you are alive. I have been personally associated with the Bhumidala family for 30 years now, first as a friend of the family, later as a professional engaged with some of its group companies. I was in the biopharma facility in 2024 when he stopped my presentation mid-sentence to ask how many new products were introduced. I have sat in the boardrooms where a single question of his changed the direction of major decisions. I have watched across 3 decades what it looks like when a person refuses, in every condition, at every cost, to deviate from the values they have chosen. In fact, when I finished writing the book, we finished it in about 56 days or so. When I was talking to the family, when they asked me, then I was asking them a question. How can a person who assumes responsibility at the age of 16 remain the same person till the age of 94? No change in attitude, approach, values. 80 years, how can a person remain constant in terms of pursuing, perfection, excellence for such a long period? It's an extremely remarkable thing that, that comes through when you read this book. When the family asked me to write this book, I understood the weight of the request. The stories in these pages exist and nowhere else. The voices that carry them are not permanent. Memory fades. The people who hold it age. This book is an act of preservation, but I hope it is also something more. It's an argument that character is a form of capital, and this is an extremely important point that about him. Character is a form of capital because remember, he started with 0 endowments and went on to build a business empire. So how did he do that? He had nothing but himself. He was armed with his character, his thought process, his approach to life, his approach to business. Character is a form of capital that values lived consistently and without compromise across a long life are not a constraint on what can be built. They are only foundations on which anything worth building can stand. I have just another 1.5 pages. He demonstrated this from a godown in Saupadu to an enterprise spanning 84 countries, from a family business on the edge of collapse to a zero-debt group with constitution that sits above its chairman and a trust designed to run in perpetuity. He demonstrated it in the way he addressed workers in tobacco fields by their names, when those men knew that most people in his position would not have known them. In the way he stopped a car for a sick Japanese partner on a road that appears on no map of his achievements. In the way he built a crematorium in Saupadu in memory of his wife, paid every year, always more than the previous year. In the 100 rupee note framed and hung on a bedroom wall in Hyderabad. Now let me explain the title of the book. It requires a slight explanation. By example alone does not mean that example is the only thing that matters in a life well lived. It means something more specific. That this man taught nothing through instruction and everything through demonstration. He did not hold seminars on integrity. He did not circulate memos on discipline. He did not convene the family to lecture them on importance of values. He simply lived by his values every day, in every room, with every person, in every condition, and allowed the living to do the teaching. The word alone is the argument. He had no formal education. beyond his early years. He had no inherited capital. He had no blueprint, no mentor, no institutional support. He built what he built and became who he became by example alone. His own example, set before others and before himself, and held to without deviation across 94 years. That is what this book is about, and that is why it is called what it is called, by example alone. My last paragraph, concluding paragraph, please. This is not a book about a successful businessman. It is a book about what successful actually requires, what it costs, what it is built from, what it produces in the lives of people it touches. It is a book about a man who understood from an age when most people have not yet begun to understand anything, that the only things which truly endure are things built on the right foundations. And the only foundations that are right are the ones we are willing to live by, when living by them is very hard. He lived by them every day for 94 years. What follows in the book is the record of how he did that. I finished the preface. In a largely successful career and life, Bhanumurthy Garu had succeeded and has seen success probably most of it the time. He was largely successful. There were very few dips in his life and his career. And the only time he was defeated was on March 13, 2026. Thank you. I end with that.
Thank you so much, sir. As rightly said, the book itself cannot be read in the given time. It's something that you reread every single time, because every time you read it, you inculcate something new in yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, let's take a privilege of reliving with the legendary man. Not physically, but definitely with an AV. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to applaud with a lot of love for the AV on Sri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu.
There is a village in Guntur district called Sovbadu. In 1931, it had no electricity, no paved roads, nothing to suggest that anything extraordinary would come from here. A boy was born there. His name was Bomidala Bhanumurthy. He left school at 15. He became managing director at 19. He inherited just 26 acres of land from his father, but he carried with him a vision far greater than what he owned. Determined to build something meaningful, he dedicated his life to creating opportunities, prosperity, and a lasting legacy for himself and his family. He watched, and he understood something that would define the next 94 years of his life. A business with thousands of employees, zero debt, for 9 decades. In 1952, he became the first Indian to trade tobacco with Japan. In 1956, the first direct contract with the Soviet Union. Over the next 70 years, what he built reached 84 countries. At 94, he gave his son 100 rupees at Diwali. His son asked him to sign it. He did. The framed note hanging on a bedroom wall. It hangs on a wall today. Not because of what it is worth, because of what it means. Banu Murthy, with farmers, with factory workers, with his family, with international partners. A montage of a long life. He was the same man in every room, with the farmer in the field and the partner in Tokyo. His last question, asked from a hospital trolley on the way to the ICU, was this: how much tax did we pay this year? He always said about the 7 values: trust and faith, passion and drive to excel, transparency, entrepreneurship, respect for individuals, holistic development, compassion, and humility. He did not write these values on a wall and ask people to follow them. He lived them every day for 94 years. And then the people who knew him gave them names. Having taken over as managing director in the year 1950, Mr. Banu Murthy, a great visionary with his passion, grit, and zeal, and his unwavering focus on standards and commitment, transformed BBM, which is today a name to reckon with in processing as well as exports of tobacco and cigarettes, from seed to smoke. The BBM Group today has carved a niche for itself in agribusiness, tobacco, tobacco products, nutraceuticals, infrastructure, and travel retail sectors. In driving impactful initiatives for the group's CSR programs, directing essential resources to those in need, the Trust provides basic necessities: food to old age homes, clothes, drinking water, and medical care. This is his story. Not because the world needs to remember a businessman, because the world needs to remember what is possible when a person decides, early and completely, who they will be, and never once changes their mind. He passed on the 13th of March, 2026. He was 94 years old. By example alone, the life and legacy of Bomidala Banu Murthy.
I would definitely consider this moment to be really emotional. I could, I could definitely say that people who have been working or associated or have lived with him have reconnected themselves and have all the flashbacks of their lifetimes that they have spent with Sri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, we will now proceed towards calling and asking to deliver the keynote speech by his only brother, Mr. Sri Krishnamurthy Garu, Varu Vedikana. Yeah, can we have a huge round of applause for Sri Krishnamurthy Garu?
ఈ సభకు ముఖ్య అతిథిగా వచ్చిన పిఎం ఆఫీస్లో మన్మోహన్ సింగ్ గారు మోడీ గారి టైంలో కీలక పదవులు బట్టి తర్వాత ఎంసీఎల్టీ చైర్మన్గా సిఇఓగా పనిచేసి ఇటీవలే రిటైర్ అయిన శ్రీ బబడిపాటి సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు, అలానే ఈరోజు తొలి అవార్డు పొందుతున్న డాక్టర్ వాగ్రే గారు, ఇవరికి అనేక హైకోర్ట్స్లో చీఫ్ జస్టిస్గా పనిచేసిన జస్టిస్ సుధాకర్ గారు, మనందరికీ పరిచయమైన టీటీడీలో చాలా కాలం పదవులు నిర్వహించిన శ్రీ రమణ దీక్షిత్ గారికి, పారిశ్రామికవేత్త, మినిస్టరు, ఈ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కంబైన్డ్ స్టేట్లో మినిస్టర్గా పనిచేసి తర్వాత ఎంపీగా పనిచేసిన శ్రీ టిజి వెంకటేష్ గారు, భానుమూర్తి గారి కుటుంబ సభ్యులు శ్రీమన్నారాయణ గారు, రత్నం, బుజ్జి, మన రాజు, మా అన్నగారు శ్రీ నారాయణమూర్తి గారు, సభకొచ్చిన పెద్దలందరికీ నమస్కారం. టొబాకో ఇండస్ట్రీ నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళందరికీ మాకు బాగా తెలిసిన వాళ్ళందరికీ నా శుభాకాంక్షలు. మా అన్నగారు ముఖ ప్రజ్ఞాశాలి, ధైర్యం, ముందు చూపు, ఆలోచన పరుడు. ఏదైనా చేయాలంటే కొత్తదిగా ఉండాలని చెప్పి ఆలోచించేవాడు. ఎప్పుడు మాది వ్యవసాయ కుటుంబం. మేము మా పొలంలో పొగాకు పండించేవాళ్ళని. అందువలన ఆ పొగాకు అమ్ముకోవటానికి కానీ ఒక బిజినెస్గా దాన్ని రూపొందించడానికి మా పెద్దన్నయ్య గారు శ్రీ పూర్ణయ్య గారు గుంటూరు వచ్చి 1940స్లో వ్యాపారం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే అది కాస్త ఒడుగుల్లో నడిచింది. అందువలన మా నాన్నగారు, అప్పుడు భానుమూర్తి గారు హై స్కూల్లో చదువుతాడు, SSLC. మా నాన్నగారు భానుమూర్తి గారి సామర్థ్యత, తెలివితేటలు అవన్నీ చూసి ఆయన్ని కంపెనీకి పోయి పూర్ణయ్య గారికి సహాయం అందించాలి, ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ పెంచాలని చెప్పి ఆదేశించటాన వారు గుంటూరులో చదువు మానేసి కంపెనీకి పోయి కంపెనీ పరిస్థితులన్నీ చూసేవాడు. మా కుటుంబానికి మా నాన్నగారు ఆయన్ని పెద్దగా చేశాడు. అంటే మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ అన్నింటికీ ఆయన చెప్తే ఆయన దావలో నడుచుకొని పోవాలి. నా విద్యాబుద్ధులన్నీ కూడా వారు చేయించినయే. నన్ను స్కూల్లో గారపాడు, మన గుంటూరు నుంచి వచ్చి మా ఊరి సమీపంలో ఉన్న గారపాడు స్కూల్లో చేర్పించి, తర్వాత కాలేజీ పంపించి, ఆంధ్ర యూనివర్సిటీ పంపించి, తర్వాత జర్మనీలో టొబాకో టెక్నాలజీ ట్రైనింగ్ పంపించి, ఇదంతా చేసిందంతా భానుమూర్తి గారి కృషి, భానుమూర్తి గారి పట్టుదల. అందువల్ల ఆయనంటే నా గౌరవం, నేనంటే ప్రత్యేక అభిమానం. మరి ఎందువలన కానీ నేను చిన్నవాడిని అవ్వటాన్ని కానీ ఏదన్నా కానీ నేనంటే ప్రత్యేక అభిమానం ఉండేది. ఆయనే నాకు మెంటర్. టొబాకో ఇండస్ట్రీలో నేను చేరినప్పుడు ఆయన అడిగి ప్రతిదీ తెలుసుకునేవాడిని. ఇప్పుడు మొదట్లో చిన్నగా ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి 1952లోనే ఆయన జపాన్, సింగపూర్, హాంకాంగ్ పోయి టొబాకో ఎక్స్పోర్ట్కి ఆర్డర్స్ పట్టుకొచ్చేవాడు. ఆ రోజుల్లో వార్ తర్వాత, సెకండ్ వరల్డ్ వార్ తర్వాత, ది వరల్డ్ వాజ్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ రైటిస్ట్ అండ్ లెఫ్టిస్ట్ బ్లాక్స్. అప్పుడు మా టొబాకో అంతా యూరోపియన్ చేతిలో ఉండేది, అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళ చేతిలో ఉండేది. అందువల్ల ఇక్కడ సప్లయర్స్ రష్యా జోలికి పోవాలంటే భయపడేవాళ్ళు. రష్యా పోతే మన ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళు మన బిజినెస్ ఇవ్వరని చెప్పి భయపడి రష్యా జోలికి ఎవరు పోలా. అలాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో 1956లో నేను చదువుకుంటున్నాను, నా బాగా గుర్తు. రష్యన్ ఎంబసీకి పోయి వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడి ధైర్యంగా వాళ్ళతో కాంట్రాక్టు టొబాకో సప్లై చేయడానికి ఒప్పందం కుదుర్చుకున్నాడు. అది ఎలా, మేము టొబాకో ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేస్తే వాడు మాకు మోటార్ సైకిల్స్, వాచెస్ మాకు ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు. అంటే మేము ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసేవాళ్ళం. ఫారెన్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాళ్ళకి పౌండ్లు అదంతా అప్పుడు ఉండేది కాదు వాళ్ళ బ్లాక్లో. కాబట్టి అట్లా he was the first person to start trading in tobacco with Russia. అలాంటి అన్ని కొత్త ఆలోచనలు చేసేవాడు. అంతేగాని బీట్ అండ్ ట్రాక్ అందరూ చేసేదే చేయాలని చెప్పి అంత ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండేది కాదు. అలానే ఇండస్ట్రీలో మెకనైజేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు కొన్ని 1-2 సెషింగ్ ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ స్టార్ట్ అయినాయి. ఆ కొత్తలోనే ఆ మొదటి దశలోనే ఒక సెషింగ్ ప్లాంట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసి టొబాకో ఇండస్ట్రీని మెకనైజ్ చేశాడు. అట్లానే ఆ ప్లాంట్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా నడిచిన తర్వాత ఆయన వర్క్షాప్లోనే ఇంకొక ఫ్యాక్టరీ తయారు చేశాడు. ఒక్క స్పర్శ తప్ప మిగతా మొత్తం మా వర్క్షాప్లో తయారు చేసి అసెంబ్లీ చేసే మిషన్ గుంటూరు దగ్గర సమీప ప్రాంతంలో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేశాడు. అంటే ఆయన ఇంజనీర్ అంత పట్టు ఉన్నది ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెకానిజం అంటే. అట్లనే ఎక్కడో కెమిస్ట్రీ బుక్స్లో చదివి టొబాకో నుంచి ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఒక రకమైన ఫార్మా మెటీరియల్ అని చెప్పి ఎక్కడో చదివి అనంతపూర్లో ఆయిల్ అండ్ సీడ్స్ రీసెర్చ్ యూనిట్ అనే సంస్థకు పోయి కొంత టొబాకో స్క్రాప్ తీసుకెళ్ళి అక్కడ ట్రయల్ చేసి అక్కడ సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా అది వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఒక ప్లాంట్ కొని దాంట్లో ఈ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ స్టార్ట్ చేసి దాన్ని సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా జపాన్కి ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేశాడు. దాంట్లో నుంచి వాళ్ళు ఫార్మా గుడ్స్ తయారు చేసేవాళ్ళు. ఆ కొత్త ప్రాజెక్టుకి ఇండియన్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా బేసిక్ కెమికల్స్ యూనిట్ వాళ్ళు మా అన్నగారికి ఒక అవార్డు ఇచ్చారు. ఆ అవార్డు చాలా మంచి పేరు తీసుకొచ్చింది, ఆయనకు మంచి ధైర్యం వచ్చింది. దాంతో అది చాలా సంవత్సరాలు బాగా పనిచేసింది ఆ స్టూడెంట్స్. తర్వాత అఫ్కోర్స్ వాడు వేరే ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ మెటీరియల్ కనుక్కొని తర్వాత ఇంపోర్టు ఆపేశారు అనుకోండి. ఏదైనా ఆయన ప్రతి బి అని చూసేవాడు. అంటే ఈ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ సక్సెస్ అవ్వకపోతే ఏం చేద్దాం, అప్పుడు చెప్పాడు కాటన్ సీడు సాల్వెంట్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ ప్లాంట్గా ఉపయోగించవచ్చు, కాబట్టి మనకేమి ఇబ్బంది లేదు ఒకవేళ ఫెయిల్ అయినా. అట్లానే నేను లా చదవన్నాడు. నాకు లా అంటే పెద్ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదని చెప్పా. కాదు, చదవాల్సిందే అన్నాడు. నువ్వు లా చదివి సక్సెస్ఫుల్ లాయర్ అయితే సరే, లా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయి. నువ్వు నీ ప్రాక్టీస్ బాగుండిపోతే మా బిజినెస్ బాగుంటే మా బిజినెస్లో చేరి మాతో పాటు బాగా హెల్ప్ చెయ్యి. అట్లా ప్రతిదీ 2 విధాలుగా చూసేవాడు. ఒకటి కాకపోతే ఏ, కాకపోతే బి, అట్లా చూసేవాడు. అలాంటి ఆలోచనాపరుడు, చాలా దూరదృష్టి ఆలోచన ఉన్నది. తర్వాత విభజన తర్వాత వారు వెంటనే ఒక సిగరెట్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ పెట్టి హైదరాబాద్లో వాళ్ళ పెద్ద కుమారుడు శ్రీ సింహనారాయణ గారి పర్యవేక్షణలో దాన్ని కండక్ట్ చేశాడు. అది కూడా చాలామంది కొన్ని కారణాల మూలాన టొబాకో సిగరెట్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ అంటే దగ్గరికి వచ్చేవాడు కాదు. ఎందుకంటే దానికి కొన్ని కారణాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఆ కాంపిటీషను చాలా ఇబ్బందికరమైన కాంపిటీషను. వాళ్ళు సర్వైవ్ అవటం అనేది చాలా కష్టం. అలాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఆయన ధైర్యం చేసి ఆ ఫ్యాక్టరీ పెట్టి సిగరెట్స్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేయటం, కట్రాక్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేయటం స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. అట్లనే దుబాయ్లో కూడా ఒక సిగరెట్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. తర్వాత రీసెంట్గా ఎస్సీజడ్లో విశాఖపట్నంలో I think it is the first plant allowed or operating in the SEZ making cigarettes. అది ఈ మధ్య వైజాగ్లో కూడా అది స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. అది సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా నడుస్తుంది. ఇట్లా ఒక 1 by 1 బ్రిక్ బై బ్రిక్ హీ బిల్ట్ ఈజ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ అఫైర్. అట్లా తర్వాత మన డ్యూటీ ఫ్రీ గూడ్స్ అండ్ సిగరెట్ ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ అన్ని తెలుసు కాబట్టి సిగరెట్ కంపెనీస్ వరల్డ్లో వాళ్ళ సిగరెట్ అమ్మటానికి ఏజెన్సీ, పర్ఫ్యూమ్స్, తర్వాత లిక్కర్, ఈ అన్నిటికీ ఏజెన్సీ తీసుకొని సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా మన ఇండియా సమీప దేశాల్లో డ్యూటీ ఫ్రీ షాప్స్ ఏజెన్సీ తీసుకొని వాళ్ళకి సప్లై చేసేవాళ్ళు. కొచ్చిన్ హెడ్ ఆఫీస్గా అది చాలా సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా రన్ చేస్తున్నారు. తర్వాత విండ్ ఎనర్జీ, తమిళనాడులో విండ్ పవర్ యూనిట్స్ పెట్టి అది చేస్తున్నారు. తర్వాత రీసెంట్గా బెంగళూరులో ఒక ప్రింటింగ్ అండ్ ప్యాకేజింగ్ యూనిట్ ఒకటి స్థాపించి దాన్ని రన్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఇట్లా వన్ ఆఫ్టర్ అనదర్ ఏదో ఒకటి ఆయన ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉంటాడు. ఎప్పుడు ఏదో ఒక ఆలోచన చేస్తాడు. వాట్ నెక్స్ట్, ఏం చేయగలను, ఏమిటి అనేది ఎప్పుడు ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉంటాడు. ఆయన ఎప్పుడు బ్యాంక్ దగ్గర లోన్ తీసుకునేవాడు కాదు. పర్టికులర్గా ఆయన సొంత ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఏది పెట్టినా బ్యాంక్ నుంచి లోన్ తీసుకోకుండా ఇంటర్నల్ అక్రూవల్స్తో ఆయన కొత్త బిజినెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ జీరో డెట్ కంపెనీ BBM గ్రూప్. అట్లనే ఇవన్నీ చేస్తూనే ఆయన సామాజిక సేవ చేశాడు. బొమ్మిడాల చారిటబుల్ ట్రస్ట్ మేనేజింగ్ ట్రస్టీగా నాగార్జున యూనివర్సిటీలో వాళ్ళు హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్కి ఒక బిల్డింగ్ కట్టించామంటే దాదాపు ₹1,00,00,000 ఖర్చు పెట్టి ఒక HRM బిల్డింగ్, అంటే హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్ బిల్డింగ్ అని ఒక బ్లాక్ కట్టించాము మన నాగార్జున యూనివర్సిటీలో. అట్లనే TJPS, JKC కాలేజీలు, శారదా నికేతను ఇలాంటి విద్యా సంస్థలకి సహాయం చేశాడు. మా ఊళ్ళో కళ్యాణ మండపం కట్టించాడు, రామాలయం కట్టించాడు. రీసెంట్గా మా ఊళ్ళో ప్రజలు వచ్చి అడిగితే క్రమటోరియం, మహాప్రస్థానం లాంటిది కట్టించి వాళ్ళకి హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేశారు. ఇలా ఏదో ఒకటి చేస్తూనే ఉంటాడు కానీ ఊరికి ఎప్పుడు ఉండేవాడు కాదు. వాట్ నెక్స్ట్ అనేవాడు. 95 years వచ్చినా ఆయన ఏం చేస్తున్నారు పిల్లలు అని ఏమి చేయబోతే ముందర వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు పర్మిషన్ తీసుకొని కానీ చేయరు. అంత మంచి కుమారుడు ఆయనకి. అది నా ఉద్దేశం. నా కోరిక ఏమిటంటే వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారి మాదిరిగానే వీళ్ళు మంచి మార్గంలో నడిచి పారిశ్రామిక అభివృద్ధి చేస్తారని చెప్పి సామాజిక సేవ కూడా చేస్తారని నా ఆశిస్తున్నా. తర్వాత ఆయనకి ఎంత దూరదృష్టి అంటే ఈ తర్వాత పిల్లలు ఎట్లా చేస్తారో ఏమిటి అని చెప్పి ఆలోచన చేసి ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ ట్రస్ట్ అరేంజ్ చేశాడు. ఆ ఫ్యామిలీ ట్రస్ట్ ప్రకారం పిల్లలు ఎవరు ఈ ఆస్తుల్ని అంతలో బుద్ధి మనవలు వాళ్ళు అనుభవించేట్టుగా జాగ్రత్తగా ఆ జాగ్రత్తలను తీసుకొని అదొక పద్ధతి, అదొక విధానం అరేంజ్ చేసి ఆయన చనిపోయారు. దానికి ఎన్నో కండిషన్స్ పెట్టి మన ఫ్యామిలీలో సమర్థులు లేకపోతే బయట వాళ్ళని తీసుకొచ్చి ఇండస్ట్రీని నడపాలని చెప్పి ఒక క్లాస్ కూడా పెట్టాడు. అలాంటి మహానుభావుడు శ్రీ భానుమూర్తి గారు ఈ రోజున వారి వర్ధంతి జన్మదిన వార్షికోత్సవం చేసుకోవటం మనందరికీ ఒక స్ఫూర్తిదాయకమైన విషయం. ఆయన మనందరికీ మార్గదర్శి. అలాంటి వాడు మా అన్నాన్ని చెప్పుకోవడానికి నేను చాలా గర్విస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you so much, sir. So, as previously said, Sri Krishnamurti Garu is one of the brothers of Sri Bhatyala Bhanumurti Garu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, we are delighted with the presence of Sri T.G. Venkatesh Garu. We would request Sri T.G. Venkatesh Garu to kindly address the gathering, sir.
కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు భానుమూర్తి గారి రక్త సంబంధం. వారి గురించి మా అందరికన్నా ఎక్కువ తెలిసిన వారు క్లుప్తంగా చక్కగా వారి గురించి చెప్పడం జరిగింది. కొన్ని విషయాలు ఈరోజు పుస్తకం రాయటం, సుధాకర్ రెడ్డి గారు పుస్తకం రాశారు. సుధాకర్ రెడ్డి గారు మాకు 4 డికేట్స్గా పరిచయం ఉన్నవారు. వారు రాసిన పుస్తకాన్ని మన చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ గారు సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు అనలైజ్ చేశారు. అనలైజ్ చేసి ఆయన చెప్పటం, ప్రాబ్లీ సుధాకర్ రెడ్డి గారు కన్ఫ్యూజన్లోనో లేకపోతే షాక్లోనో పోయింటాడు. నేను ఇంత బాగా రాశానా, ఇంత బాగా ఆయన అనలైజ్ చేసినా కానీ సుధాకర్ రెడ్డికే డౌట్ వచ్చి ఉంటుంది నేను రాశానా ఈ పుస్తకం అని. అలాంటి అనలైజ్ మన సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు చేశారు. అలాగే వాగ్రే గారు వచ్చారు, పెద్దవారు, వారు కూడా సందేశం ఉంది. ఇక రమణ దీక్షులు అందరికీ తెలిసిన వారు, భగవంతునికి దగ్గరలో ఉండేవారు. ఎప్పుడు మనకు భగవంతుని ఆశీర్వాదాలు కావాలంటే వీళ్ళ ద్వారా పోతుంటాము. సో వీరి కటాక్షం తీసుకొని మనం ముందుకు పోతాం. వారు కూడా వచ్చారు, అందరూ పెద్దవాళ్ళు. సుధాకర్ గారు వచ్చారు. వీరందరికీ అభినందన తెలియజేస్తూ ఈరోజు మనకు భానుమూర్తి గారి 95వ సంవత్సరం బర్త్డే. మామూలుగా బర్త్డే అంటే ఒక పండగ, పెద్దవారి ఇంట్లో బర్త్డే ఉందంటే ఒక పండగ జరుగుతుంటుంది. కానీ వారు లేరు. వారి ఆశయాలు మనందరితో ఉన్నాయి. వారిని ఇప్పటికీ గుర్తుంచుకొని ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ అందరూ ఒక పండగలాగా ఆయన పుట్టినరోజు చేసుకుంటున్నారు. వారికి ఎప్పుడూ వారికి న్యాయం చేయగలుగుతాం పెద్దల కంటే. వారి ఆశయాల్ని మనం ముందుకు తీసుకోపోతే డెఫినెట్గా ఆయనకు మనం పూర్తిగా న్యాయం చేయగలిగిన వాళ్ళు అవుతామని తెలియజేస్తున్నాం. ఇక వారికి భానుమూర్తి అంటే మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు, సూర్యుడు. భాను అంటే సూర్యుడు ప్రపంచానికి వెలుగునిచ్చిన వాడు సూర్యుడు. అలాగే ఆయన వెలుగునిచ్చాడు వారి కుటుంబానికి, చుట్టుపక్కల బంధువర్గానికి, మరి ఆయనతో పనిచేసే వాళ్లకు, వెనుకబడిన వర్గాలకు అందరికీ ఒక సూర్యుని మాదిరి వెలుగునిచ్చి ఒక జీవితాలను ఇచ్చిన భానుమూర్తి గారు. మరి భానుమూర్తి గారికి 3 కుమారులు. ఆయనకు బ్రహ్మ, శివుడు, విష్ణువు ఉన్నట్లు 3 కుమారులు. వీళ్ళు 3 శ్రీమన్నారాయణ గారు, రత్నం గారు, రాజా గారు. వీళ్ళ 3 త్రిమూర్తుల మాదిరిగా, త్రిమూర్తులు లేకపోతే గెలాక్సీ ఉండదు. ఆ గెలాక్సీ మాదిరిగా ఇక్కడ మొత్తం ఇంకా ప్రపంచం అంతా వీళ్ళు వ్యాపించారు. ఇక్కడ అక్కడ కాకుండా ఇంకా పైన గెలాక్సీలు కొట్టుకోవాల్సింది అన్ని దగ్గర వీళ్ళు వ్యాపించారు. వీరు కూడా కుమారులు. అంటే భానుమూర్తి గారు వారి అన్నదమ్ములు 5 మంది పంచపాండవుల మాదిరిగా వీరిని చక్కగా పెంచటం వల్ల వీళ్ళు కూడా ప్రయోజకులయ్యారు. అందుకే మేము మా అమ్మాయిని వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి ఇవ్వగలిగాము, జిఎంఆర్కి ఇవ్వగలిగాము. వాళ్ళకి ఆ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ క్రియేట్ చేయకపోతే మా అమ్మాయిని వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళం కాదు వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి. సో అలాగే జిఎంఆర్ గారు కూడా వాళ్ళ సంబంధాలు పెట్టుకోవటం, మా పెద్ద ఆయన పెండెకంటి వెంకట సుబ్బయ్య గారు వారు కూడా వాళ్ళ సంబంధాలు పెట్టుకోవటం, అందరూ వారితో సరితూగకున్న వారి మంచితనంతో, వారికి ఉన్న బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ గౌరవంతో మేము వెనకబడి వారి సంబంధాలు పెట్టుకునేదానికి ముందుకు పోయామని సభాముఖంగా తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. మరి ఇలాంటి కుటుంబం మరి ఎన్నో సేవలు, భానుమూర్తి గారు ఆయన జీవితంలో ఎన్నో సేవలు చేశారు. మరి మామూలుగా భానుమూర్తి గురించి ఫ్లైట్లో ఒకరి ఇద్దరు కలిసి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు వారి కోడలు కూడా ఉన్నది, ఒక బిడ్డ మాదిరిగా సర్వీస్ చేస్తూ ఆయన గురించి కొద్దిగా తెలుసుకున్నాను. మళ్ళీ రాజా గారు చెప్పారు. ఆయన ఒక మొత్తం ఆయనలో సర్వం ఉండేది. ఒక టెక్నికల్ జాబ్ చేసేవాడు, ఒక అకౌంటింగ్ జాబ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు, మరి ఆడిట్ పని చేసేవాడు, మరి ఇది అది అని కాదు, రైతులు చేసే పని చేసేవాడు. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏమంటే ఇప్పుడు కొత్తగా ఇండస్ట్రీ పెట్టాలంటే పర్చేజ్ ఆఫీసర్, చీఫ్ పర్చేజ్ ఆఫీసర్ ఒకడు, చీఫ్ మార్కెటింగ్ ఆఫీసర్ ఒకడు, మరి ఇలాంటివి ఎన్నో పెడతారు, చీఫ్ అకౌంట్స్ ఆఫీసర్ ఒకడు, సిఓలు, ఇలా నంబర్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ విల్ కీప్ దమ్. ఇవన్నీ కలిసిన వారే భానుమూర్తి గారు. అలాంటి కెపాసిటీ ఉండేవారే భానుమూర్తి గారు. అన్ని రంగాల్లో ఆయన తెలివితేటలు, ఆయన ఫ్యామిలీని ముందుకు తీసుకుపోయే దాంట్లోనూ, అందరికీ సేవ చేస్తాను భానుమూర్తి గారు ముందడుగు వెళ్ళారు. వారు మనతో లేరు. వారికి ఆత్మకు శాంతి కలగాలంటే మరొక తూరు చెప్తున్నాం. మనం వారు చేసిన సిద్ధాంతాలు మనం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటూ ముందుకు పోతే అమైంది. మీరు మన్నిస్తే నేను పెద్దలు మాట్లాడే ముందే నేను మాట్లాడేసి వెళ్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. గుడ్ లక్, గుడ్ డే.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. And now moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we would request our ex-Justice Shri Sudhakar Garu to kindly address the gathering, sir. We would request you to kindly address us. Can we have a round of applause, everyone?
Today is 10th of July, correct? It's the birthday of Bhanumurthy Garu. So it's a time for also celebration on his birthday. He is a living person. So first let us not think it is memorial. It is his birthday. Let us celebrate this day. As a human being, we are here to enrich ourselves by this wonderful person. I saw the video about his life. I started getting tears in my eyes because I also come from a village, whether it is Saupada or my village Panapakam, where in Chittor, old Chittor district. It is easy to have land, it is easy to have something inherited, but it has to have a mindset to create something out of it. What I realized was, everyone here has something in his roots. You have a family, you have a culture, like here, some of them are Vaishyas, they have a culture. So that culture should permeate into a family enterprise, growing the family and growing the society and growing the village. Bhanumurthy sir has come out of the village and created something and set an example for everybody. Now each family group has an example, like GMR, we have Gupta, I've known few of them. All of you have created something where other people should emulate and grow. As the chief guest was saying, who creates the nation is only we. That's why the Constitution says we the people. So people like Bhanumurthy sir are examples who set the trend for the future to come. I will not waste much time except to quote only one thing from the book. You know, as a judge, we always have the habit of reading through very fast the brief which comes to us. The page number is 258. Page number is 258. Among other things which may interest you, the declaration of commitment and the founder's maxims. These are important things which we can ruminate on and understand what he wanted to show as a legacy to the people in the future. Each family has got, as I said, a root, a seed. The Saupad seed has now grown all over the world. It has crossed all barriers. Now, if you see the word, great things in business are never done by one person, they are done by a team of people. If that team is now like a banyan tree, which is our national heritage, it has fruits, it has leaves, it gives shade. Many of us are here enjoying the shade, some of us are bearing the fruit, some of us are carrying the benefit of that fruit. And that is the core value of BBM. It's the strength. It grows beyond borders. And it has got wonderful children who carry the spirit of the founder, BBM. That is why we are here to celebrate on his birthday, to release his book, to commemorate his wonderful life, beginning from a small village in near around Guntur, Saupada, if I'm correct. So I take great pride in being part of this, because when you respect your elders, you are creating something for the wealth of this nation. Because we are a nation which is very, very unique in its by its nature, because we draw from the past, we leave the present, we also nurture the go to the future. And that is what is India is best known for. And I thank my brother Raja, his brothers, two brothers, Siman and both of them for
Thank you so much, sir. And the next person to talk is really something really interesting. And before I could introduce or call that particular person, సో కొంచెం తెలుగులో మాట్లాడతాను. ఎంతమంది ఇక్కడ తిరుపతి దేవస్థానానికి వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారండి? కాస్త చేతులు ఎత్తాలి. ఎత్తండి ఎత్తండి, ఆయన చూస్తున్నారు. తిరుపతి దేవస్థానానికి వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు చేతులు ఎత్తాలి తొందరగా. ఎస్. ఎంతమంది అక్కడ అన్నప్రసాదంలో భోజనం చేసిన వారు ఉన్నారు? వెరీ నైస్. ఎంతమంది అక్కడ లడ్డుని ఇష్టంగా స్వయంగా శ్రీవారి తినిపిస్తున్నంత తీపిగా అనిపించేవారు ఉన్నారు? ఒక్కసారి చేతులు ఎత్తాలి. సూపర్. సో నేనైతే 2 చేతులు ఎత్తేదాన్ని, మీరైతే పిసినారితనంగా ఒకటే చేయెత్తారు, అది చూస్తున్నారు రమణ దీక్షితులు గారు. సో ఎస్, కొన్ని సంవత్సరాలుగా నాకు తెలిసి మా నాన్నగారు వెళ్ళిన దగ్గర నుంచి ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి ఉన్న జెన్జియో జెన్ ఆల్ఫానో ఏదైనా చెప్పొచ్చు, ఇప్పటి వరకు ఉన్న వాళ్ళు అండ్ ఇప్పుడే నాకు తెలిసిన దాంట్లో బొమ్మిడాల భానుమూర్తి గారు కూడా ఎన్నో సంవత్సరాలుగా శ్రీవారిని దర్శనం చేసుకుంటూ తన మనసులోని మాట ఇంకెవరికి చెప్పకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా శ్రీవారికే చెప్తూ ఆయనతోనే మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఒక అరుదైన అనుబంధాన్ని వారు శ్రీవారితో పెంచుకున్నారు అని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. అండ్ ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాలుగా ఏమాత్రం శ్రీవారు కానీ అలాగే అక్కడ ఉన్న అన్నం ప్రసాదానికి కానీ అక్కడున్న లడ్డు మహిమ కానీ అది ఏంటో ఈరోజు తిని మళ్ళీ రేపు తిన్నా అంతే ఇష్టంగా తింటూ ఉంటాము, అంతే ఇష్టంగా అది తెలియని ఒక ఆనందాన్ని మనకిస్తుంది. అది ఎలా సాధ్యము అనే దానికి సమాధానంగా స్వయంగా శ్రీవారి దగ్గర నుంచి వచ్చేసినటువంటి రమణ దీక్షితులు గారికి మనం అందరం కూడా ఒక్కసారి గట్టిగా చప్పట్లతో స్వాగతం పలకాల్సిందిగా మనవి చేసుకుంటూ, మరి వారు ఒక అద్భుతమైన బుక్ రాయడం జరిగిందండి. సో ఆ బుక్ని మనం ముందుగా అన్వీల్ చేయాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తూ, కెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ ద బుక్ ఆన్ ద స్టేజ్ అండి. సో రమణ దీక్షితులు గారు వేదికన ముందుకు రావాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తూ, ఐ వుడ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ద అదర్ డిగ్నిటరీస్ టు కైండ్లీ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ టు డూ ది అన్వీలింగ్. సార్ కొంచెం ముందుకు రావాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్. సో ద బుక్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ తిరుమల sacred foods of God. So, yes. Can we have the unveiling of the book? It's the commemorative edition. చప్పట్లు కొంచెం గట్టిగా వినిపించాలండి. ఎస్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్. మరి ఈ సభను ఉద్దేశించి ఆ బుక్ గురించి మాకు కొన్ని విషయాలు తెలియజేయాల్సిందిగా శ్రీ రమణ దీక్షితులు గారిని వేడుకుంటున్నాము.
పెద్దలందరికీ నమస్కారం. తిరుమల శ్రీవారి భక్తులకి అందరికీ కూడా శ్రీవారి ప్రసాదం అంటే లడ్డు మాత్రమే గుర్తుకొస్తుంది. కానీ శ్రీవారికి దాదాపు 30 రకాల ప్రసాదాలు ప్రతిరోజు ప్రత్యేకమైన వేళల్లో, ప్రతి వారం ప్రత్యేకమైన వారాల్లో, పండుగల కాలంలో స్వామివారికి తయారు చేసి నివేదన చేస్తామనేది చాలామంది భక్తులకు తెలియదు. దీని గురించి భక్తులకు విశదంగా తెలియపరచాలని శ్రీవారి యొక్క అనుగ్రహం వల్ల ఒక సంకల్పం జరిగింది. దాని మీద ఈ పుస్తకం 10 ఏళ్లకు ముందు రాయడం జరిగింది. ప్రణబ్ ముఖర్జీ గారు రాష్ట్రపతి భవన్లో ఈ పుస్తకాన్ని ఆవిష్కరించారు. తర్వాత రాజా గారు ఈ పుస్తకాన్ని ముద్రించి ఉచితంగా శ్రీవారి భక్తులకి అందరికీ, వారికి పరిచయస్తులకి అందరికీ కూడా స్వామివారి యొక్క ప్రసాదంగా బహుకరించాలని సంకల్పించుకున్నారు. నన్ను అడిగారు, నేను చాలా సంతోషంగా ఒప్పుకున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే శ్రీవారి భక్తులందరికీ చేరవలసిన విషయాలు కాబట్టి. దీన్ని చాలా పెద్ద ఎత్తున తీసుకెళ్లారు. ఈరోజు తిరుమల నుంచి శ్రీవారికి నివేదనైన లడ్డు ప్రసాదాలు, వాటితో పాటు ఈ పుస్తక ప్రసాదాన్ని కూడా భక్తులకి అందరికీ రాజా గారు వారి తండ్రి గారైన భానుమూర్తి గారి సంస్మరణ దినోత్సవం రోజు ఒక స్వామివారి అనుగ్రహంగా విశేషంగా భక్తులకి అందరికీ, వారి పరిచయస్తులకి అందరికీ ఇస్తున్నారు. ఇందులో శ్రీవారి ప్రసాదాల గురించి వైఖానస ఆగమ శాస్త్రంలో ఏం చెప్పబడింది, ప్రసాదాలు ఎలా తయారు చేయాలి, అందులో ఏ ఏ దినుసులు వాడాలి, ఆ దినుసుల యొక్క స్వభావం ఏంటి, ఏ ఏ కొలతల్లో స్వామివారికి ఏ ఏ సమయాల్లో నివేదన చేయాలి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఆగమ శాస్త్రంలో చెప్పబడిందే ఇందులో నేను ఆంగ్లంలో చెప్పున్నాను. ఇది కాకుండా పూర్వకాలంలో మహారాజులు, చక్రవర్తులు అందరూ కూడా శ్రీవారికి ప్రతినిత్యం జరిగే షట్కాల పూజలో ఏ ఏ ప్రసాదాలు తయారు చేయించి నివేదన చేయడానికి వారిచ్చిన బహుమానాలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా శిలాశాసనాల్లో పొందుపరచబడి ఉంది. ఆ శిలాశాసనాల గురించి కూడా ఇందులో మాట్లాడడం జరిగింది. కాబట్టి భానుమూర్తి గారి యొక్క సంస్మరణ దినోత్సవం నాడు విచ్చేసిన పెద్దలందరూ కూడా ఈ స్వామివారి లడ్డు ప్రసాదం, శ్రీవారి పుస్తక ప్రసాదం స్వీకరించి స్వామివారి యొక్క అనుగ్రహాన్ని కృతజ్ఞతలు చెప్పుకుంటున్నాను. భానుమూర్తి గారి కుటుంబం శ్రీవారి అనుగ్రహంతో దినదిన ప్రవర్తమానంగా
చాలా చాలా కృతజ్ఞతలు సార్. And Srinivas garu to join us on the stage. So please put your hands together as we welcome sir on the floor.
very own Uncle Krishnamurti Garu, Narayanamurti Garu, Wagre Garu, Raman Dikshitul Garu and Sudhakar Garu, and dear friends. I'm very happy to be a part of Bomidala family. I just want to touch upon few things like my father brothers are 5, Purnay Garu, Narayanamurti Garu. Then I had the privilege of working very closely with Bhanumurti Garu from 1982 to 86 after my graduation. I just want to tell you initially in the morning, brothers except Mr. Bhanumurti Garu, and whatever I learned today, most of the learning comes from him. My earliest and most defining memories of Mr. Bhanumurti Garu are not just as a family member, but as a mentor, a guide, and who shaped my thinking. When I started my entrepreneurial journey, I spent a significant part of my day with him. And in many ways, I spent more time with him than even my father or his other brothers. Watching him closely, understanding his approach, learning from his actions had a deep impact on who I have become. My father always held his elder brother with great respect. From him, I understood the importance of patience, careful thinking, and planning for different scenarios. He had multiple, strategies and multiple plans. If plan A fails, plan B triggers. If plan B fails, plan C triggers. That is what is his approach, which really made me fascinating and very interesting to learn. The entrepreneurial energy and the drive both of them have given to me. Together, the brothers represented a combined. He was also deeply connected to family values, the same qualities that defined him in business, commitment, clarity, and conviction were visible in his personal interactions too. The Bomidala brothers had certain common qualities that defined them as family. The separation of business interests was a significant movement for the family. What stood out was the maturity and the dignity with which the approach showed that business decisions and family relationships could be handled with balance and mutual respect. When I look back professionally, what stands out most of his entrepreneurial vision and global foresight, he had the ability to see opportunities much ahead of time and the courage to pursue them. He was not just building a company, he was creating a platform for growth. I learned many important lessons from him, especially around deal making, having the confidence to speak directly, standing by the principles, and creating outcomes where everyone benefits. Whatever I am and whatever him is the importance of being fearless, straightforward in business discussions, and he had the ability to speak clearly, negotiate firmly, still build relationships. He taught me that successful entrepreneurship is not just about ambition. It requires conviction, courage, the ability to create a win-win outcomes. The quality I hope the family continues to carry forward is the entrepreneurial spirit, the fire to build, and the courage to take decisions, and the resilience to keep moving despite challenges. And I'm also happy to tell you that me and my brother Ramakrishna, Raja, Srimanarayana and Rattam are like again, 5 together like the older generation. And I made Raja and his brothers invest with us in some companies. It has become 4x in 3 years. I don't want to talk numbers, but I'm very happy to see that we build a
So much, sir, and okay, this is all about the second generation. Now let's talk about Asilikanna Vaddi Minna ani vintane unna Samita. Yes, to talk about the purpose of honoring the recipient with the prestigious Bomidala Bhanumurthy Memorial Award and to do the honors of citation of Dr. Pradyut Wagre, I would request the grandson of Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu, Mr. Nalin, to kindly join us on the stage. Please put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Nalin on the floor. Just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. May I request Mr. Nalin on stage? Please put your hands together.
Hello everyone, happy afternoon. I've been given the honor of introducing the Bometala Banamurthy Memorial Award. I want to begin by saying something about what that responsibility means to me personally. Of all the things I've been asked to do today, of all the ways this family is marking this anniversary, this is the one I feel most deeply. Because the purpose of a memorial award is not to celebrate the person who received it. The purpose of a memorial award is to keep it alive in the world, the values of the person it commemorates. And if we choose the right person, year after year, this award will do what no building and no balance sheet can do. It will keep my grandfather present in the lives of people who may never have met him, but who recognize in themselves the same qualities that he carried. That is a serious responsibility. I do not take that lightly. My grandfather built an enterprise, but that is not what this award is for. He built it because building was how he expressed everything he believed in. About discipline, about growth, about the obligation to create more than you consume. To give more than you take, to leave the world with more than you found in it. But alongside the enterprise, and sometimes long before the enterprise could notice, he was doing something quieter. He was watching the people around him, noticing what they needed, seeing potential where others saw limitations, and acting on what he saw. Without announcement, without expectation of recognition, without keeping a record of the giving. A house registered in a colleague's name without ceremony, a crematorium built for a village bearing his wife's name, not his own, scholarships to children he never met, a trust established so that the giving would continue long after any individual impulse to give might fade. This award is for people who understand that logic, not people who are successful. People who use what they have, their skill, their knowledge, their position, their time, in service of others who could not otherwise access it. People for whom the purpose of excellence is not the excellence itself, but what the excellence makes possible for someone else. The first recipient of this award is Dr. Pradyut Wagre Garu. Dr. Wagre is a pulmonologist with 34 years of experience. He's currently a professor and head of department at the SVS Medical College, Mahbub Nagar, senior consultant pulmonologist at Apollo Hospitals, Hyderabad, managing director at the Kunal Institute of Medical Specialties, and honorary consultant to the Armed Forces. He's a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians, London, a fellow of the American College of the Chest Physicians, a member of the British Thoracic Society, and a gold member of the European Respiratory Society. But I'm not introducing him because of his titles. They are a lot. I'm introducing him because of what he did with them. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when hospital beds ran out and fear ran high, Dr. Wagre did what my grandfather would have recognized immediately as the right response. He looked at what he had in front of him and what else could be done with it. He pioneered a home management program for mild to moderate COVID patients, video monitoring by his team, home collection of blood samples, home delivery of medications, oxygen provided at home for those who needed it. He brought the hospital to the patient because the patient could not reach the hospital. He did not do this as a policy directive, it was a personal conviction. He conducted research on two commonly available made-in-India medicines, pidotamab and curcumin, and demonstrated their effectiveness in improving patient outcomes. His work was published in index journals and submitted to the ICMR. He shared the knowledge freely through webinars, teaching programs, and seminars so that physicians across the country could benefit from what he had learned. He comes, as my grandfather did, from a family that understood service before he was old enough to choose it. His grandfather, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Kailashnath Wagre, was the first director of medical services of the government of Andhra Pradesh. He established the Mehdi Nawaz Young Cancer Hospital and the Gandhi Medical College. He was the personal physician of the Nizam of Hyderabad, and he spent his career in service of the poor, at a time when that was neither easy nor rewarded. Dr. Pradyut Wagre Garu named one of his charitable trusts after that grandfather. He carries the inheritance forward, not the title, not the obligation. My grandfather would have understood that completely. Through the Kailan of a national movement, where every specialist offers expertise free of charge to the poorest of the poor, Dr. Wagre is doing what my grandfather spent a lifetime doing in his own domain, converting personal excellence into public good. Quietly, consistent community, it operates and has not yet understood its own purpose. Dr. Wagre believes that a physician whose knowledge does not reach the people who need it most has not understood his. They are, I believe, the same belief expressed through different vocations. It is my honor, and it is this family's honor, to present the first Bomidala Banamurthy Memorial Award to Dr. Pradyut Wagre Garu. Tatya, I think you would have approved this award.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Nalin. Indeed,
responsibilities that lie ahead of us. They inspire us to continue to serve the society with more dedication, sincerity, and excellence. As a pulmonologist, I have been fortunate to serve patients who entrust us with something priceless: their breath, their hope, and often their lives. Every patient reminds me that medicine is not just a science, it is an act of compassion, empathy, and lifelong learning. The legacy of Sri Bhanumurthy Bomidala Banamurthy Garu teaches us that greatness is measured not by what we accumulate, but by the lives we touch and the values we leave behind. His memory continues to inspire generations of us to pursue excellence with humility and to lead life with a spirit of service. I accept this award not as a culmination but as a renewed motivation to continue working towards better respiratory health, advancing medical education, mentoring young doctors, and promoting preventive healthcare, particularly adult vaccination and early detection of respiratory diseases. I dedicate this honor to my teachers who shaped my professional life, to my colleagues and students who constantly inspire me, to my family, my wife is sitting here, whose unwavering support has been my greatest strength, and above all to all my patients who have been my greatest teachers. On this memorable occasion, let us all reaffirm our commitment to building a healthier, more compassionate, and a more equitable society. If each of us serves with honesty, empathy, and excellence, is remembered today. I once again express my heartfelt gratitude for this distinguished recognition. I shall cherish it with pride and strive to maintain worthy of it in the years to come. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to take this proceeding forward to dignitaries who have joined us by taking the time out. May I request once again on the stage Mr. B.B. Narayan Garu, Mr. Ratnam Garu, Mr. Rajavarman Garu to join us on the stage along with the amazing force of them, Sairusha Garu, Lavanya Garu, and Mrs. Rama Garu. Can we have a huge round of applause as we welcome them on the stage, please? Requesting hands to kindly join us on the stage. We'll have the quick felicitation. Firstly, may I take the privilege of calling onto the stage of our honorable chief guest, Mr. B.B. Subramaniam Gari. శ్రీమతి వారైన మిసెస్ ఉమాదేవి గారు వేదికను అలంకరించవలసిందిగా మనవి చేసుకొని రిక్వెస్టింగ్ ఉమాదేవి గారు టు కైండ్లీ జాయిన్ us on the stage. Can we have a huge round of applause as we welcome Madam on the floor, please? Requesting Srinivas Bogdala to kindly join us on the stage for the proceedings of felicitation. And now invite Shri BBR Subramaniam Garu along with Mrs. Umadevi Garu to kindly join us in the front for the felicitation and requesting the other dignitaries to join. Requesting the Bomidala family to kindly do the honors of felicitating Shri BBR Subramaniam Garu. PG Srinivas Garu, I would request you to kindly join us on the stage, sir. Padma Garu వేదికను అలంకరించాలి. Yes. May I request Bomidala family to kindly do the felicitation. Padma Garu, wherever you are, we request you to kindly join us on the stage. Requesting Padma Garu to kindly join us on the stage. Yes. May I also request Mrs. Seema Bagreji to kindly join us on the stage. I would request you on the stage, ma'am. I would request the dignitaries to kindly felicitate requesting to kindly felicitate. మన తెలుగు సాంప్రదాయ ప్రకారం తెలుగు ఆడపడుచు ఇంటికి వచ్చినప్పుడల్లా ఇలా చీరించి సత్కరిస్తాం కాబట్టి Thank you so much. May I now request Acharya Shri Ramana Dikshit garu munduku ravalsinదిగా request చేస్తున్నాను sir for the felicitation. request to kindly. May now take the privilege of calling on the stage the author of the five joiners on the stage and requesting the dignitaries to kindly felicitate Shri Sudhakar Garu. Bomidala Srinivas Garu. Thank you so much. May I now request Justice Sudhakar Garu to kindly join us at the center and requesting the dignitaries to kindly felicitate them. And may I now request Sir to kindly step down to present a memento to Sri Krishnamurthy Garu. Yes. Requesting the other dignitaries on the stage to kindly take their seat. Before we dwell to the vote of thanks, may I request Mr. Anand Garu to kindly join us on the stage. Anand Garu, Vedikna ravalsindhuga mani cheskuntu. Requesting Anand Garu to kindly address us.
Very happy afternoon, Namaskaram Mandiriki. I have been honored to be a part of this family for a few decades now. I can tell you a fond memory I have of Bhanumurthy Garu. It's about 25 years ago when we were looking for our first jewelry store in Guntur. Actually, we wanted to open our first store in Vijayawada, but we couldn't find a place there, so I had identified a place in Guntur and I had come here for the registration. Somehow he came to know about it and he came in his car all the way to the register office and the first question he asked me is, Ma urlo em undandi ikkada vacharu meeru? And he said, if I had known you were coming, I would have asked the register office to come to my home to do the registration. Now I would have been about 35 years and this is a 70-year-old icon of the industry coming all the way to the register office and asking me. I mean, I was touched by the humility. Such an iconic personality who has created so much, for the people around him. Coming down to a person so potential, why are you opening a shop here? To tell you the truth, we are doing extremely well in Guntur. We are quite happy here. What I have learned from him is the other side, three of them very well. Even then the elder one became my Sambandhi, Mr. Sriman Narayana. I've always seen the respect that all three of them had for him. It was a learning for me also. We hold our great father in great respect also. Always sharp, always intellect. Even when he was in the wheelchair, even when I saw him in the hospital, first question would be, how is your business? What are you doing? Are you growing? Amazed by his personality. His humbleness. I know that many of you are exporters. I'm honored by association. I'm honored by relation. I'm honored to be a part of this family. And thank you for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request, once again, I would request the brothers of Bomidala family to join us on the stage to felicitate Shri Mohan Gupta Garu. May I request Mr. Mohan Gupta Garu on stage? Pilamannar, sir. Lekapothe payment ivanannaru. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. May I request sirs to join us on the stage? Center look Raval sir, request, sir. Please. Felicitation, sir. Yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, almost to the end, but not to the end, we request Shri Bhanu.
Today is the first time we gather to celebrate my grandfather's birthday, but without him. His absence is impossible to ignore. Yet, as I look around this room filled with family, friends, colleagues, industry leaders, and those whose lives he's touched, I realize something remarkable. He may no longer be with us, and the standards he left behind. My grandfather was the least afraid person I've ever met. Not because he was reckless, quite the opposite. He thought more deeply, more patiently, and more rigorously than anyone else in the room. His decisions weren't free of fear, they simply weren't ruled by it. That taught me the greatest lesson in business. When I was starting out, he told me to buy 500 tons of a low-grade tobacco at 15 rupees. We had no buyers for it. I did remind him of that. And he waited for a few days. We didn't act on it, so he got into the action himself. He looked after the procurement, filled the warehouses. Still 18 months down the lane, no buyers. However, 2 years later, we managed to sell it at a much, much better valuation, probably in multiples. And when I asked him how he knew about it, he smiled and said, "If you can't buy at this price and make money, you have no reason to be in the room." He did finish off with a swear word I cannot use here. Only years later did I truly understand what he meant. His fearlessness wasn't a personality trait. It was earned. It came from decades of experience of understanding values so deeply that temporary uncertainty no longer mattered. Alongside conviction came the other lesson, patience. Patience isn't simply waiting. It's having the discipline to hold your position after you've done the work, even when everyone around you thinks you're wrong. My grandfather never sat me down to teach me principles. He lived them. I watched him walk the factory floor, ask the questions nobody else ever had asked, be it from the family or from the managerial cadre. And his standards were high, so was with the family. The greatest education I received from him was not from instruction, but from observations. Today, this business, this family, and the legacy no longer have the privilege of looking to him for answers. Instead, we have the collective responsibility of asking ourselves the question we would have asked. Would he be proud of the decisions? Would it meet the standards he expected? Could we look him in the eye and say that we did the right thing even when it was difficult? I believe that is how a legacy truly lives, not in photographs, not in buildings or memories, but the standards we choose to uphold when the person who created is no longer there with us to remind us. Tataya, thank you so much for showing us the courage that comes from conviction, patience is a strength, and that character is built on one decision at a time. We miss you every day. The greatest tribute we can offer is to ensure that your values are lived by us and will continue to guide us all the way through. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhanuprakash. And towards the end, a lot to take back home when we leave this hall. Thank you so much, everyone. As rightly mentioned in the first, he might not be physically present between us, but his legacy will keep continuing with each one of us, no matter what we live in our life. We'll always carry one learning that we have got it from Sri Bomidala Bhanumurthy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for joining. It was definitely an honor to be part of this day. I would request you all to kindly proceed towards the lunch, and thank you so much, everybody. Marokkasari mi andariki krutangathalu teliyejestu. Have a great day. Thank you.
Contributed over years, and people have really made difference for the organizations. I'm sure since morning we have been hearing a lot of things like you talk of we are talking of transparency, we are talking of holistic development, we are talking of passion, entrepreneurship, respect, humility, trust, and many factors. All these are connected to human emotions and human behavior. So what we are going to do now is probably to identify these emotions amongst the people and reward them so that they go forward. In fact, we are doing this, I'm proudly saying, we are doing this for the past 6 years. This is the 6th year in a row, which speaks volumes about what we preach, we practice. So building a culture, identifying and appreciation and recognizing is what the most important factor in an organization, which we do that. And we are doing for the 6th time, which means that we are consistent in terms of what we teach and we implement that. And the most important thing is we are all here under BBM umbrella to celebrate, for which we are all should be thankful to. So before we go ahead, I would suggest we should have a big round of applause to ourselves. But. I don't want a bleak applause. I'll tell you an example. How many of you watch cricket? I think many of you. I don't want you to raise hands, I understand. But when you watch cricket, when you find Kohli scoring 100, do you know the number of decibels? When Kohli scores 100, the decibel sound in the decibel is 124 decibels. Okay, very high. So let me see how much standard we reach, because this applause is for all of us, for BBM and also for the awardees. I'll say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My decimal number said it's only 100. Let's try once again. It should touch 124. One more round. Yeah, I think with 10% discount, we achieved the target. Let's take it for today. Thank you very much. See, as usual, we are doing it for the past 5 years. We have you all know, amongst all the business verticals, we try to identify people and we call them as star performers. They are the people who have really made a difference in terms of their own growth, in terms of their leadership skill development, in terms of what they contributed for the business. So out of that, we have categorized into, say, 4 different categories. The first one being the best business, and he gets, or the team gets, the chairman award, chairman trophy. And you got FBB award, Family Business Board Employee of the Year award. Then we have got sector head awards, and we got business head award. And of course, we also respect people who are with us for decades. Somebody who has completed 25 years of service in the company are given as a long-term service awards. And going forward, a looking forward organization will always support the academic excellence. So we have some scholarship awards at the end of the paper. I'll tell you the criteria as we go forward. And we have got 4 CSR donations. To start with, I would like to declare the Chairman's Award, the Chairman's Trophy, the most prestigious one. I'll just read out the criteria for people who were not heard about this. It's a great reflection on team working, collective leadership, decision making, execution of strategic plan resulting in growth, top and bottom line, employee productivity, excellence in health and safety, new clients developed, future leadership, developmental activities, a key role in business transformation. The list is very long, very complicated, and I'm sure there is a healthy competition always amongst the group companies. And if I remember, for the past 3 years, Leaf Division has won this award. But this year, the Cut Tobacco Division has won the award. A big round of applause to Cut Tobacco Division. The Cut Tobacco Division is headed by Suresh Babu, who joined BBM in 1993. With over 3 decades of distinguished experience, he has been instrumental in driving business growth and expanding global markets, strengthening BBM position in the international tobacco business. But why he got it? Successfully transformed the external cut tobacco business, delivering outstanding growth during financial year 25-26 through strategic execution, market expansion, and sustainable business development. Spearheaded the acquisition of 8 new international customers, expanded into new markets, and introduced innovative tobacco blends that effectively addressed evolving customer requirements. Strengthened the business by combining strategic vision with exceptional marketing expertise, significantly improving profitability while creating a strong foundation for long-term growth. He is actually a passionate leader with a go-getter attitude, a fantastic thing anybody should have, any leader should have. Consistently setting ambitious milestones for himself and his team, ensuring timely achievement of business objectives and operational excellence, including record production milestones of PMD and SMD. May I, with all respect, love and dignity, request Mr. Suresh Babu onto the dais, please, along with his team. I would like to invite Mr. Robin onto the dais as part of the team member, Mr. Danish, Mr. Apparao, Mr. Abhilash, R.K. Radhakrishna, and Biju Joseph. Hello. What is your feeling? Normal question. But what inspired you to compete with Leap Vision to win the #1 spot this year?
See, I'm sleepy now. You are given a lot of food. So unfortunately, no words are coming. Thanks for the team to support to achieving this award and guidance from my sector head and other team members time to time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suresh, and all the team members. We'll go on to the next category that's called Family Business Board Employee of the Year. Again, believe me, when people are deliberating, when board is discussing about whom to bring in, there is a lot of competition. I'm happy to face the competition, give a lot of deliberation because many people were there, but at last, one gentleman has been identified. But what is the criteria for this award? The award will be for the employee who has reflected excellent leadership qualities in all circumstances, business growth, health and safety, employee motivation and productivity, development of employees, a key role in business transformation, innovation and technology, right? It's none other than Mr. Sabin. Sabin hails from Kerala and was born and brought up in Chennai. A commerce graduate, he spent about 10 years in finance department in Chennai, moving to Cochin in 2004 to join the trading concern. The same company was also acquired by BBM in 2005. He has been BBM ever since, growing steadily, very important word, through the ranks and managing the retail business since 2011. See, actually, he led BBM Travel Limited to a landmark revenue surpassing the annual target despite a challenging market. Grew the business consistently over years, a strong post-pandemic turnaround, added leading global brands to the portfolio, increasing the portfolio, an exceptional team player who coordinates multiple functions and external agencies, consistently demonstrating leadership and development competence. Here I would like to specifically talk about Sabin. Whenever we negotiate a salary or whenever we negotiate about the incentives, the toughest man to face is always Sabin. Do you know why? He never fights for himself, he fights for the team. And when he talks, he talks numbers, he has got logic. But I really appreciate personally that Sabin is somebody who works for the team. When you talk of a leader, he's always put the team in front before him. So I appreciate that. May I request Mr. Sabin onto the dais, please? BBM sir, please come onto the dais, please. Now we'll move to the next category of the rewards. We call these as sector head awards. Sector head award is all the directors or sector heads who are categorized. They have the option of nominating something for the award. This is something, believe me, which also says that sector is also closely monitoring the business. He understands people. So we got about 5-6 nominees for this category. It is, what is the focus areas are? See, quality focus, self-development, conflict management, cost consciousness, troubleshooting, knowledge sharing, customer satisfaction, and productivity. That's fantastic criteria. So we have got about 6 people in this category. May I call, see, one I'll call Mr. J. Harish. He joined BBM on 10th July 2023 as a trainee. In fact, 10th July, I think he's celebrating his birthday. Let's wish him a happy birthday. After completing his Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering, through his dedication, technical competence, and consistent performance, he has progressed to the role of technician. With over 3 years of professional experience, he has established himself as a committed and dependable professional, contributing effectively to the organization's engineering and maintenance operations. Harish is here. Has he come today? Very good. Harish, please come. Applied mechanical engineering expertise to support the equipment, maintenance, optimize technical operations, and ensure reliable and uninterrupted production. Progress from trainee to technician through outstanding performance, technical proficiency, adaptability, and a strong commitment to continuous improvement and operational excellence. Well done, Harish. Congratulations. Hello.
I am happy. I'm feeling so nervous. This is my first award.
You want to thank your boss or you want to blast your boss? You can do that now.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you to G. Apparao sir. He is encouraging me a lot. Thank you, BBM family, for this award.
Thank you, Harish. See you again to get a better award. Next in this is Mr. Rajesh. He serves as Senior Manager Production and has been instrumental in driving operational excellence through his strong leadership strategic vision, and unwavering commitment to quality. His ability to establish robust systems and streamline processes enabling sustainable business growth and enhanced organizational performance. A collaborative leader and an inspiring role model, he consistently motivates his team to achieve higher standards of excellence, transform the production function, and thank you, Ashish. Next, Mrs. Swapna Devi, BBM 2013, has been integral part of finance and accounts team for over a decade. A dedicated financial professional, she has consistently demonstrated exceptional accuracy, financial discipline, and commitment while strengthening accounts processes and supporting the organizational financial growth. provide strategic financial leadership by ensuring accurate financial reporting, effective budgeting, statutory compliances, cost optimization, and strong financial controls. Extremely important for any business. A trusted business partner, recognized for maintaining financial discipline, driving process improvements, supporting cross-functional decision-making, and ensuring transparency, accuracy, and operational excellence across all financial functions. May I request Swapna to on the dais, please. Thank you, Swapna. We'll move to the next category. It is called Business Head Awards, where a business head can recommend or can nominate people from all categories of people, right from operators level to anybody working in this organization. Again, if you look at the criteria, they are totally different from different categories of people. Here you talk of accountability, regularity and punctuality, multi-skilling, work knowledge and skills, speed of work, adherence to procedures and discipline. So criteria is different. So there could be some operators also part of this team. So let's see who all are awardees for this year. Mr. B. Kalyan, a seasoned sales professional with a proven track record of driving business growth, expanding market presence, and building strong customer relationships. His leadership and commitment and strategic approach has consistently contributed to the organization's success. He is with FMCG. I know a lot of competition, but he drives sales excellence and dynamic and result-oriented leader. Well done, Kalyan. All the best. Next in the category, Mr. Subbarao. He joined BBM in 2023 with strong expertise in production management, process optimization, and team leadership. And he plays a key role in ensuring smooth manufacturing operations while consistently driving productivity, quality, and operational excellence. May I request Mr. Subbarao to be on the dais, please. Faster, sir. I increase the acceleration. I'll do it faster. Mr. Manikandan D, I think is not in the location. Somewhere he couldn't come. Similarly, Vaishnavi, no. Your Narasimha Balaji here. Please come. Narasimha Balaji joined BBM in 2024 as trainee engineer after completing his Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering. Through his commitment and technical aptitude and consistent performance, he earned his promotion as engineer in 26. Despite having 2 years of experience, he has demonstrated remarkable enthusiasm and strong learning mindset, the ability to contribute effectively to engineering and operational excellence. The sound should be higher, please. They are young engineers The sounds carry a long way. Balaji, you want to say something?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for supporting Biju sir and G. Appara sir and Suresh sir. Thank you for BBM team. Thank you.
I find some conspiracy, but constantly people are taking only two names here. They might have threatened him. I find I find Biju and Appara's name coming frequently. Anyway, jokes apart. The next is Mr. Venkatramana. Is he here? Please. Venkatramana. He joined BBM in 2023 as a technical supervisor. He holds an ITA certification in welding and brings 3 years of professional experience in technical maintenance operations. With strong technical foundation and a commitment to operational excellence, he has been contributing to the efficient functioning of production department, equipment, and supporting uninterrupted manufacturing operations. Well done, Venkatramana. Chaptava. You are prepared already. Good.
Hello, good evening. స్వర్గీయ శ్రీ బొమ్మిడాల భానుమూర్తి గారికి జన్మదిన శుభాకాంక్షలు. కొంపల్లి హెల్త్ అండ్ టొబాకో మేనేజ్మెంట్ అందరికీ నా ధన్యవాదాలు. బీజు సార్, అప్పారావు సార్ అండ్ సురేష్ సార్ వాళ్ళ సపోర్ట్ వల్ల ఈ రోజు బ్యాక్ బెంచ్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి మాకు ఈ స్టేజ్ కల్పించినందుకు నా జన్మాంత వాళ్ళకి కృతజ్ఞతగా ఉంటానని సెలవు తీసుకుంటున్నాను.
Thank you. Next, Mr. J. Rajkumar. He is also a recipient of. He joined BBM in 2019 as Executive Administration. He is a champion of cost optimization and administrative excellence by driving significant savings in travel expenses through effective planning, smart vendor negotiations, and efficient management of flight, rail, and accommodation bookings. Recognized for his ability, customer-centric approach, and operational excellence. Well done, Rajkumar. Mr. Yogendra, is he here? Yogendra. Yogendra joined BBM in 2009. After completing his Bachelor of Science, he is a Microsoft certified professional, has played a vital role in modernizing IT operations by ensuring robust infrastructure, system security, digital transformation, and uninterrupted technology support for business critical functions. He is a group resource, supports all the group companies. Fantastic, Yogi. Now we have Mr. K. Ramakrishna from Vizag. Is he here? K. Ramakrishna. So K. Ramakrishna joined the BBM in 2023 through his dedication, technical competence, and consistent performance. From an operator role, he became a supervisor. Filters, where he continues to contribute significantly to the organization's manufacturing operations. His commitment to quality, efficiency, and teamwork has made him a dependable member of the production team. Ramakrishna, avana maatadtava? This is a very interesting man. Hansmukh Lal. He joined BBM in 23 as an operator of OK in the packing department. Since joining the organization, he has consistently demonstrated exceptional technical aptitude, a strong learning mindset, and commitment to operational excellence. His ability to quickly master complex packing equipment and contribute to team capability development has made him a valuable asset to the organization. May I request Hasmukh Lal to go on to the dais, please. He came from UK. You want to say something हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं. अच्छा लग रहा है? ये क्यों मिला आपको? क्या काम किया? अच्छा काम. ये बोल रहा अच्छा काम किया. क्या काम किया? Fine, he's feeling shy, but well done. Congrats. Now we have another accountsman, Mr. K. Chandrasekhar, joined BBM in 2019 as an accounts assistant through his dedication and accountancy, accuracy and he progressed to the role of senior accounts executive. Over the years, he has played a vital role in supporting the organization's financial operations. Well done, Chandrasekhar. Thank you. Now we have a gentleman from South, Mr. Rajesh. Rajesh joined BBM in 2020 as Assistant Manager Operations Kochi, and through his excellent performance and leadership was promoted as Manager Operations. With over 14 years of professional experience, he has consistently demonstrated outstanding commitment. Promoted from Assistant Manager to Manager, a trusted operations leader recognized for driving data-driven decision making. See, if you look at Thank you, Rajesh. Few words from him. See, if you look at the awards and if you look at the citation that I'm reading out, you find that there are many people who joined as trainees, they have progressed. There are people who have a learning attitude. There are people who got promotions, which means to say, and there are people who have long-term service with the company, which means to say, whatever we have learned or whatever our chairman sir has taught, and what has been discussing since morning about the inclusive growth, humility, growth, performance, transparency and all these things are getting implemented at every stage of the business growth. And we are doing it for the past 6 years itself says that we are consistently trying to build a culture of appreciation. Thanks to all my business heads, thanks to all my sector heads, and thanks to every one of you, all the HR team, because without their support, we can definitely cannot achieve what we have done today. Thank you. Rajesh, you want to say something?
Yeah, good evening all. I am very happy to receive this award, and it is a wonderful moment in life. Thanks to God, and thanks to management and the entire BTR team, and especially thanks to Sabin sir, Siri sir for nominating me and supporting me. Thanks.
Thank you, Rajesh. Now we have Mr. Shivakumar. He's again from Vizag. Shivakumar has been associated with the BBM since 2023. Is he here? Shivakumar. Sorry, he's from Bangalore. Shivakumar is there, yeah. He's with BBM since 2023 as shift in charge with over 10 years of experience in printing and packaging industry. Brings over a decade of experience in printing, packaging, driving efficient and production through optimal machine utilization. A strong people leader, very important, recognized for maximizing workforce productivity, ensuring seamless shift operations, maintaining the highest quality standards, and delivering manufacturing excellence through proactive leadership. Thank you, Shiv Kumar. Now, Mr. Vijay Kumar D from Bangalore. Is he here? Vijay Kumar D from Bangalore. I think he's coming, yeah. Vijay Kumar, we joined BBM in September 2022, when we actually took over, BBM took over from Essentra in September 2022. So he was part of the acquisition team. As a senior die cutter operator, with over 25 years of extensive experience in cutting and freezing process, he has established himself as a highly skilled and dependable professional. Brings about 25 years of expertise, highly respected mentor and manufacturing expert. That's fantastic. Vijay Kumar, you want to give any mentorship here? No problem. He'll talk in Kannada before you learn Kannada. Please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬದ ಭಾನುಮೂರ್ತಿ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. BBM ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ BBM ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಾ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಸರು, HR ಮೇಡಮು, ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು.
Thank you. He has conveyed his thanks to all his seniors here. Thank you, Vijay Kumar. Now we have Srinivas Rao. P. Srinivas Rao, is he here? Yeah, he's coming. He is associated with the company for the past 21 years. He joined in 2005 with extensive experience for expertise in non-FCB leaf purchase, a very critical role because the whole cigarette business starts with what he does. He needs to choose the best tobacco for us to make cigarettes and export. Thank you, Srinivas Rao. Now, Shabbir Ali, is he here? Shabbir Ali, yeah? Shabbir Ali, sir, your claps volume has come down. We are nowhere near 124 decibels here. 90% is come down here. Demonstrates excellence in lead processing supervision by ensuring smooth operations, maintaining stringent quality standards, a sincere, disciplined and dependable professional. Shabbir Ali, you want to say something? You can thank your people, come. Don't run away, don't shy away, come.
నా ఆస్కర్ ఫార్మర్స్ గమనించిన ఈ అవార్డు నాకు చాలా గర్వకారణంగా ఉంది. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
Mr. Chakrapani is a utilities manager. Is he here? Chakrapani, please. He joined BBM as utilities manager in 2024. He plays a vital role in overseeing utility operations, leads multifunctional utility operations, a proactive independent leader. Well done, sir. Thank you for all the support.
Good evening. like to thank for our entire staff and my colleagues and my organization. They are to fully encouraging me and supporting to my staff and my best friend and my colleague, R.V. Prasad sir. He is installing in this company and he is encouraging me. Thank you for
A round of applause to R.V. Prasad. Is he here? He is there. Thank you, Chakrapani. Now we have Mr. Pullaya. He joined us as fitter in 2005. Through his hard work and technical competence and dedication, he earned a promotion as boiler operator. Over years, he has played a key role in ensuring and safe efficient operation of boiler systems, contributing significantly to the plant's reliability and operational excellence. When you talk of boiler, it's always life-threatening. If it's not operated well, it can lead to blasts. Thank you, Pullaya. You want to say something? Pullaya garu, nanu cheptara? Randi.
హలో థ్యాంక్ యూ మా BBM గ్రూప్ సంస్థకు అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. మా వర్క్ గుర్తించి మాకు ఈ అవార్డు ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. మా BBM గ్రూపు సంస్థ ఇలాగే నూరేళ్ళు వర్ధిల్లాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you. We have another star, Koteshwar Rao. Is he here? Koteshwar has been a dedicated member of Kothur GLT since 2010. As a technician maintenance, he has consistently contributed to maintaining plant reliability through effective preventive maintenance and troubleshooting. Demonstrates exceptional technical expertise, a dependable and skilled maintenance professional. Thank you, Koteshwar Rao. Mr. C. Gopi Krishna is from Kothur again. Gopi Krishna is here. Gopi Krishna joined BBM in 2023 as NTRM mission operator in electrical department. He demonstrates excellent proficiency in operating the mission, dedicated and performance-driven professional. Well done, Gopi Krishna. All the best. Mr. Narasimha Rao, is he here? He joined BBM in 2022 as internal audit department, translated into fashion travel. Accounts as associate finance manager, a semi-qualified chartered accountant. He has made significant contributions in strengthening financial controls, demonstrates exceptional financial expertise, a versatile financial professional. Well done, Narasimha Rao. All the best. Now we have Mr. Abdul Rahim. Is he here? Abdul Rahim joined in 2024 and began his journey as internal auditor and is doing his best helping the organization to improve its own systems. A highly qualified and result-oriented financial professional, recognizing for leveraging in CMA and semi-qualified CA. If you look at again the qualifications of the people, there's a tremendous increase in terms of the technical or qualified manpower that we have across Bumidara group of companies. See, as we all know, we also recognize people who work for the company for decades. We have one Mr. Rat. No problem. We have Ratnam Raju. Is he here? Ratnam Raju. Ratnam Raju is somebody who has completed 25 years of service with BBM. That's a fantastic achievement. In his absence, let us really clap him for their phone. May I request anybody from his office to collect the award, please, and hand it over to him. Sharma garu. With little interruption, we'll resume the program. Hello. As a usual practice, Mumidala Group also recognizes the academic excellence. The criteria is the first top two rankers from nearby government colleges or schools are identified, and we try to support them financially. Normally, we invite the student along with the parent. So we have a list of about 19 people today whom we have identified from various colleges. So I'll call one of them one by one. and I request the students who are seated there to come along with the parents to receive. May I request Pooja and Panya onto the dais to distribute the scholarships, please. All the students, please look at the screen. There are about 19 names. I prefer all of you to come as per the serial number. Prem Kumar, is he available here? You can come along with your parent. Thank you. Thank you. బాబు ప్రేమ్ కుమార్ ఒకసారి ఇక్కడ హలో నీకు ఎందుకు వచ్చింది ఇది
మంచి మార్క్స్
ఎన్ని మార్కులు వచ్చాయి
537
ఎంతకి
600
537 out of 600 నువ్వు పెద్ద అయిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతావు పెద్ద అయిన తర్వాత ఏం అవుదాం అనుకున్నావు
డాక్టర్ అవుదాం
యూ వాంట్స్ టు బికమ్ ఏ డాక్టర్ దానికి ఏం కావాలి డాక్టర్ అవ్వాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి ఫస్ట్ బాగా చదవాలి ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ ఎవరైనా చెప్తా జయశ్రీ Jayashree is from JP School, Puttur. She stood second in the school for during the 10th standard. In fact, Prem Kumar was first in the school. Jayashree Tra. ఏమవుదాం అనుకున్న పెద్ద తర్వాత
సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్ సార్
షీ వాంట్స్ బికమ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్ ఏం చేయాలి దానికి ఏం చేయాలి సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్ అంటే సాఫ్ట్గా ఉంటే సరిపోతుందా
ఇంజనీరింగ్ తీసుకొని కష్టపడి చదువుకోవాలి
ఓకే మీ నాన్నగారు ఏం చేస్తారు
ఫార్మర్ సార్
ఎన్ని ఎకరాలు ఉంది
నార్మల్
ల్యాండ్ ఉంది గుడ్ వెరీ గుడ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ బాగా చదువుకో వెరీ గుడ్ మిస్టర్ వి సుభాష్ B. Subhash, is he here? Sorry, Sai Tejashwini. Sai Tejashwini, Subhash. Sri Kanya. She is from ZP High School, Karedu. నువ్వు అంత చిన్నగా ఉన్నావు 6th క్లాస్ అనుకున్నావు నువ్వు 10th పాస్ అయిపోయా అప్పుడే
Good afternoon all. My name is Sri Kanya. I am from Prakasham district. I studied PVSS ZPHS in Karedu. I got 587 out of 600 in HSC board examination. Thank you so much for giving this award.
Fantastic. Very bold. Excellent. Gayatri. She's feeling shy. She stood second in the school from again Karedu school. Okay. Mr. Charan, Asodi Charan. Probably Charan has some problems. I think he has asked his father to collect the gift. Hello. Charan ఎందుకు రాలేదు?
కడపలో 8 తిరుమల 8 సీట్ వచ్చింది. అక్కడ ఉన్నాడు, రాలేకపోయాడు.
మీరేం చేస్తారు?
టైల్.
ఈజ్ ఎ టైలర్. చదివిస్తారు అబ్బాయిని బాగా. వెరీ గుడ్, థ్యాంక్స్. కే వెంకటేష్. Venkatesh is from MBTS Government Polytechnic College, Guntur. He is currently doing his civil engineering. He is feeling shy, okay? Venkatapanaya. Also from MBTS Government Polytechnic College, Guntur, doing his civil engineering. Charan Teja.
My name is Charan Teja. నేను కెరీర్ కరోనాలో మొదలెట్టాను. కరోనా ఫస్ట్ 10th బ్యాచ్ కరోనా సార్. 10th బ్యాచ్ కరోనా సార్.
Corona batch.
Yes sir.
A Corona batch, any definition? That means they have not learned anything, they passed out. You mean that?
ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కొలాప్స్ అయిపోయింది అప్పుడు.
ఓకే.
అప్పుడు నేను ఐటీఐ తీసుకున్నాను సార్.
ఓకే.
కోచ్. అప్పుడు నాకు 96% వచ్చింది సార్.
96%.
సో ఇంకా తర్వాత సో ఐటీఐ ఒక చిన్న క్రెడిట్ ఇచ్చారు, నచ్చలేదు నాకు అది. అందుకనే బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్ వచ్చి డైరెక్ట్ సెకండ్ వచ్చారు సార్. బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది సార్. బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్ అని ఎగ్జామ్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది సార్.
ఇది
బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్.
బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్, ఓకే.
అది తీసుకొని డైరెక్ట్గా సెకండ్ ఇయర్కి వచ్చాను సార్. డిప్లొమా సెకండ్ ఇయర్.
ఓకే.
సో థర్డ్ ఇయర్ ఏం తెలియదు. థర్డ్ ఇయర్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత డైరెక్ట్ క్లాస్ సెకండ్ అందరూ షాక్ అయ్యారు. అండ్ ఫోర్త్ టైం కాలేజీ ఫస్ట్. ఫిఫ్త్ టైం 958 మార్క్స్ వచ్చినాయి సార్.
ఫైనల్ ఏమవుదాం అనుకుంటున్నాం?
బెస్ట్ ఇంజనీర్ అండ్ సోషల్ సర్వీస్.
Fantastic. All the best. Thank you.
సో స్టడీ పరంగా ఉన్నా కానీ కొంచెం ఫైనాన్షియల్గా చాలా స్ట్రగుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి సార్.
Thank you. All the best. Mr. Karthik. త్వరగా రావాలి. హీరోయిన్స్ లాగా కాదు, పరిగెత్తారు కుర్రాళ్ళు. Karthik is again from college. He is doing his triple E. Next, Praveen Kumar readyగా ఉండాలి. Karthik, you want to say something? Praveen Kumar. Next, Tarun, be ready. Come on, close to the dais. Mangala Nikhila. Kumar is doing his mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir. I got my first rank in final semester, sir.
Very good.
My aim is to become an aeronautical engineer, sir.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
J. Tarun. He's again from mechanical engineering background. Yes, Tarun.
Good evening to all. My name is A. Tarun. I am studying diploma in mechanical engineering. Thank you to all. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and thanks to BBM Group to giving this award to me. Thank you.
Shall all the best. Now Mangala Nikhila. She is from a totally different background. She is doing her agricultural BSc from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agricultural University, Guntur. నువ్వు లేడీ కదా, అగ్రికల్చర్ బిఎస్సీ చేస్తే పొలాలంతా కట్టలంటే తిరగాలి కదా. హౌ డు యూ మేనేజ్?
I will manage, sir. I'm also from the agricultural background only. My father is a farmer.
That's a fantastic spirit. Huh? Well done. Thank you. Harsha Priya Mittal. Mr. Varaprasad. Can you come to the dais, please? Close to the dais. Shailaja. Ashwini. Shailaja is here. She is from Kalyani Chakravarti Education Memorial, Nandyala. She is doing her intermediate MPC. See, all the two students on the dais are being rewarded by IPS officer, sir, and we sponsor their total education for the whole year.
Good evening all. In addition to our regular talent identification, last year onwards, with the wishes of the BBM Garu, we started sponsoring the complete education of the students. So from the last year onwards, we started one IIT guy, one MBBS guy, one agriculture BSc guy, and 3 college girls. So these are the 6 people we are sponsoring for their education. So out of that, 4 people came today, and 2 people are to come because of their exams today. So this new activity we have started from last year onwards. This activity started last year after the BBM Garu birthday. That is the reason this year we are announcing this one. We are going to continue this activity. Thank you.
year completed, I got marks 455 out of 444, sir. Thank you for this giving opportunity.
ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్. మీరు వాళ్ళ ఫాదరా? మీరన్నా చెప్తారా? పిల్లల్ని చదివించండి బాగా. చెప్పండి. మీరేం చేస్తారు? చెప్పదు మైక్లో చెప్పు.
ఈ సెలబ్రేషన్కి వచ్చినటువంటి పెద్దలందరికీ నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారాలు. మా గ్రామం కప్పటాల గ్రామంలో మా ఐజీ సారు రవికృష్ణ సారు దత్తత తీసుకోవడం వల్ల మా గ్రామంలో ఉన్న పేద పిల్లలకు ఈ బీబీఎస్ ట్రస్టు లాగా ఎంతోమంది పిల్లలకి చదవనీక శక్తి లేని పేద తల్లిదండ్రులకి ఆదుకుంటున్న ఈ బీబీఎస్ ట్రస్ట్ గ్రూప్ వాళ్ళకి మా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుకుంటున్నాను. ఈ విధంగా చాలామంది తెలియదు, కానీ ఈ ట్రస్ట్ వారి తరఫున ఈ పిల్లలకి బంగారు భవిష్యత్తు బాట వేసినట్టనే నేను భావిస్తున్నా. వాళ్ళందరికీ ఆ బృందానికి నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారం సార్.
మీరు ఏ ఊళ్ళో ఉంటారు
సార్?
మీరు ఏ ఊళ్ళో?
నేను కప్పటాల సార్, నాది కప్పట్రాళ్ళ, కర్నూలు డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ సార్.
మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు?
నేను ఆటో డ్రైవర్ సార్. సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. బాగా చదివించండి పిల్లల్ని.
సరే సార్, మీ ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళ సపోర్ట్ ఉంటే ఎప్పటికీ సార్ ఫస్ట్ మా ఐజీ సార్ తరఫున మా ఐజీ సార్ సపోర్టు, మీ ట్రస్ట్ వాళ్ళ సపోర్ట్ ఉంటే మా పేద ప్రజలు ఎప్పటికీ ముందంజలో ఉండి మీ పేరు నిలబెట్టి వాళ్ళ భవిష్యత్తులో ఉద్యోగస్తులు కావాలని మేము మా శాయశక్తిలో కృషి చేస్తాం. మీ సపోర్ట్ ఉంటే సార్, మీలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఉంటే మా పేద ప్రజలకు చాలా సపోర్ట్ సార్, చాలా మేలు సార్. లేకుంటే నేను ఈ సమయంలో మా పవన్ చదివించే వాళ్ళం సార్. మీ సపోర్ట్ ఉండడం వల్ల ముందడిగి ఇచ్చినాడు సార్ మా సార్.
మంచి థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మీ పేరు చెప్పండి.
మా పేరు రంగన్న సార్.
అందరికంటే ధైర్యంగా మాట్లాడేది మీరు ఒక్కరే, రంగన్న. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. బై. Pooja madam and Panya madam, thank you very much for your patience in distributing all the scholarship awards. We thank you very much. Now may I request Lavanya madam and Rama madam onto the dais and Salija madam. To distribute the CSR contributions. We are only 4, ma'am. May I request the representative from Sneha Samakya Old Age Home to come onto the dais, please. Thank you. Representative from Brody Pet Blind School. Representative from Brody Pet Blind School. I think it is called Sri Shirdi Sai Veera Jana Seva Samiti. Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that. Thank you, all the best. Thalassemia Blood Bank by Need Society. May I request a representative to come onto the dais, please? తర్వాత పంపించు. Now may I request a representative from Charitable Trust Vizag, Saptarishi Charitable Trust. I think he has not come. So with this, we come to the conclusion of the awards function. Before we go for vote of thanks, I sincerely thank all the three gentle ladies here for having accepted our invitation, and they have shown their concern to distribute the awards. Madam, thank you very much. Before we disperse, may I request Panya to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. So we have a personality among us. I mean, not directly, indirectly. We're going to play a video. He's Mr. Anil Sainani. He's the one who formed the BBM Trust. There is a valuable message from him. We want to play that video.
Namaskaram, everyone. I wish I would have been there in person with all of you, but unfortunately, I have to do the next best thing and show this message. It is my honor and privilege to be with all of you. We are here together to celebrate life and achievements of Bhumitala Bhanumurthy Garu, the founder of BBM Group. Very few succeed in creating large institutions. What Murthy Garu has done is not only created a business institution which has operations across continents into multiple countries, but also impacted society in a big way through his charity. I had the good fortune of interacting with him over a reasonably long period of time. The Bhumitala family had engaged me to create their family constitution. This exercise gave me an opportunity to experience firsthand his warmth, simplicity, humility, quiet determination, and what it takes to build an institution. What has been remarkable about Murthy Garu is that not only he has built the institution, but while he was very much alive and in control, he also planned that how this institution will continue to impact positively all stakeholders when he is not around. He built the family constitution of BBM Group involving his 3 sons, 3 daughters-in-law, 2 grandsons over a reasonably long period of time, which led to the creation of Family Council, to preserve and strengthen family unity, creation of family business board to preserve and grow the business, and the group continues to shine over long time to come. I must congratulate his family for today releasing a book on his life and also institutionalizing award in his name. I think this is not just a tribute to the visionary founder of this group, but this is also their commitment towards the larger society and future generations to get inspired by Murthy Garu and also learn and get influenced by his ideas. I am sure Shriman Narayan Garu, Shri Ratnam Garu, Shri Raja Garu, Bhanu Prakash, Nalin, and all family members will bring to life, or rather continue to bring to life, his ideas and ensure that family unity remains stronger and business grows and impacts the society positively. Thank you.
Kind words to the family. Now, may I request Mrs. Arya Panya Bomidala to come and propose a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Chief Guest, Shri BVR Subramaniam Garu, our honored guests, elders of the Bomidala family, members of the BBM leadership team, award winners, colleagues, and everyone who are a part of the BBM family. Before I begin, I'd like to thank our Chief Guest BVR Subramaniam Garu for taking the time to grace today's occasion of the Happy Diwali. It is a privilege for me to stand here today and offer the vote of thanks on this very special Founders Day. Today has not just been an event, it has been a reminder of where this group began, what values built it, and what responsibility each of us carries from here. On behalf of Bomidala family and BBM Group, I first thank our Chief Guest, Shri BVR Subramaniam Garu, for joining us today and for sharing his valuable time, thoughts, and presence with us. Your words have given this occasion great dignity, and we're truly grateful. I also thank all our distinguished guests, dignitaries, well-wishers, and family members who have taken the time to be with us today. Your presence has made Founders Day even more meaningful. A special word of gratitude to our elders and senior members of the family who continue to guide BBM with wisdom, discipline, and quiet strength. For my generation, this is the greatest learning that legacy is not something we inherit automatically. It's something we must earn, protect, and grow every day. Today, as we remember our Tataya, we are reminded that BBM was built not only through business, but through character, through commitment, through relationships, through the courage to think long term even when the path was difficult. To the employees of BBM Group, this day belongs to you as much as it belongs to the family. Every factory, every office, every shipment, customer relationship, and small detail that is taken care of quietly. All of it adds to the strength of this organization. Many of you have stood with BBM for years, and some of you have just begun your journey with us. Each one of you is part of this journey. To all the award winners today, congratulations. Your recognition is not just for the work you have already done, but for the standard you now set for others. Please carry this honor with pride and, more importantly, with responsibility. I would also like to thank the CSR teams, the organizers, and the backstage teams, and every person who worked behind the scenes to make today's program smooth and events like this may happen on stage, but they succeed because of the hard work done away from the spotlight. For all of this in the next generation, the message is clear. We are not here only to celebrate the past, we are here to prepare ourselves for the future with respect for our roots, with unity of the family, with professionalism in our work, and with ambition for BBM to grow stronger in the years to come. Once again, thank you to our chief guest, all dignitaries, family members, employees, awardees, and every person who made this Founders Day special. Everyone continued success, good health, and happiness. Thank you.
Mrs. Sonia. Now let us all stand in honor of national anthem. जनगण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा हिमाचल यमुना उज्जल जय शुभ तव शुभ आशीष मांगे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता Thank you all for staying back. We have arranged a high tea for you. You can please enjoy tea and snacks with us. Thank you for staying back.